Good afternoon, one and all. It's finally launch day for some new content. I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit tired. It's been too same old, same old. We've had some epic games in tournaments, don't get me wrong, but I want something fresh. I need something new. It is finally launch day for something new. I hope we get that new victory screen, by the way. UFA's Legacy launches in half an hour into this broadcast. Should be accessible to all of you. But I thought we'd go live a little bit earlier and cast a few games. I mean, there's really, I didn't bother earlier in the creator preview because, honestly, I think the creator previews aren't, for the most, used the way they should be. And that obviously impacts us because we like to do caster content and a lot of people will just not have their data public. Or you'll basically get to cast one game and then someone will tip them off their data is public and then they'll make their data private and then, yeah. But we got in with a cool one before anything happens. We're going to have Voldemar versus Louis MT, Macedonians up against Jin. Then when the launch happens, we'll probably stick with the test server for a few games because I imagine people are going to spend some time literally just going, I wonder what this button does, and then just pressing things in their own private lobbies before they start hopping with the ladder with things like Jin and the new changes with the patch, the other civs. Outside that, we might actually explore the campaign a little bit. Dude, I was trying to do the campaign, but unfortunately was unable to. Fun little fact with the silly campaign. My version would just keep crashing, a lot. It would... I couldn't load map 2. So I did upload a video of the campaign for mission 1. Cool little vibes going in there, with a little bit of choice, which is nice to see. But I legit couldn't. I couldn't do map 2 every time it would crash on launch. So I'm hoping there is a fix for that. Otherwise, maybe I hope it's just me that's having this issue. Otherwise, I imagine there's a bunch of people that will refund because they won't be able to play otherwise. But should we get ready to go? All right. One sec. I need the right vibes. Wait, is that the right vibes? I don't think that's the right vibes. Because we got this. One and all, welcome back to the channel for some Age of Empires 4 fresh from the new expansion. That's right, Yuffie's Legacy about to drop, and we've got Jin Dynasty featured in this game, the first cast we'll have of it on this channel. One sec, because I just realized. There we go. All right, there we go. Just had to enable my observing tools. So this is going to be really cool. Jin, I haven't really looked into it too much so far. Mainly because the creative preview is a little bit weird and a little bit rough. But we're getting eyeballs on with two quality names. Team Elephant's Louis MT in the magenta on this new civ, electric pink, up against Vez's Voldemar on the north side, playing as the Macedonians in the yellow. All right, this is pretty cool, actually. Macedonians is a civ that's still kind of being crafted with and molded with a little bit and did receive some tweaks and changes around how it functions. But you guys want to know about this civ. This is the new one, the Jin Dynasty, that you may have noticed already started with 3 villages instead of 6, and takes a very long time to produce these villages because it looks like Louis is going for the mounted villages straight away. Oh, dude, if anyone's played Age of Mythology, this is just giving you that little tingling. Any Atlantean mains, let me know. But this is cool. So these Mara villages are kind of crazy, right? So they do take substantially longer to produce, 35 seconds instead of 20, but they have a superior gathering rate. In fact, you can just see that just watching them right there. They have a bunch of things going for them. They have better movement speed by default. They have more health. And as you can see, they gather a lot quicker. In fact, right there, gathers farms 90% faster than regular. Gathers other resources 120% faster. They also do construct buildings quicker. This is a no-brainer. If you can afford them, it's worth building. Because although it takes longer, you do the maths out, you're getting over double the gathering rate, but it's not taking double the time. It is taking over double the resources, but a mathematical equation that makes sense for it. So I think you're going to see the meta being to spam as many villages as possible. It's possible that you might see this civ be a little bit different against civs like French, where they have those knights that have a better ability to assassinate, because the trade-off of having less villages is it gives more value to the individual pick-off opportunities, if that makes sense, right? So, we've all been there where we've got a bunch of health bars, low on HP because we're trying to fast castle. I think this civ might be a little bit more difficult to do because you can't just in and out your people. We also do have the reindeer that have been spawning underneath the TC. This is a unique thing for this Civ. They had a superior gathering rate out of these reindeer, which are superior deer. They have 400 food on them. Pretty cool little addition, though. I love that we're getting, finally, new animals, because it's something I've been begging for a long time, and I know I'm not alone in that. So what's the big deal with Jin? I know a lot of people are going, okay, so we've seen, this is really cool. They've got these unique villagers, but there's got to be more. There is a lot more, and you'll see that coming as we start to age up. Because this Civ definitely seems to have a bigger focus, I'd say, towards more like cavalry. They obviously don't have like a foot ranged unit. The archers are all horseback, and they do actually get bonus against spearmen while being horseback. Fun fact, they can also upgrade later to take less damage from the counter-type units, which is kind of crazy. But we'll see if we get that deep. Louis has just started on the deer. I like this. It's just taking advantage of the fact that he moves so fast out to this area. And just look at this gather speed. Ready? Look, oh my God. Is that without... Yeah, because they get survival techniques by default, I think, right? Yeah, they have like the tier 1, or he already researched it. I can't remember. I think you might have already researched it, yeah. And they have 2 tiers to it, which is quite interesting. So this Civ gets kind of insane on the gathering rates. They still have access to wheelbarrow as well, and they still do have the horticulture techs, etc. So a lot of eco boom potential with this particular Civ. On the other side, we haven't talked much about Voldemar. He has moved out to the D on the front side. He is going through an Imperial Hippodrome build. Will almost be there in a matter of moments. And now, on the other side, we get to talk a little bit about these landmarks. Jin Dynasty obviously brings a whole new litany of landmarks to come through. He went for the Great Pasture, which you can see here. It's a stables and grassland. And the way the grasslands work is they have a bunch of unique perks around them to do with the fact that you can, use them just existing to have more raw HP on your cavalry units, or they can also be used in a way that you can buff up buildings by dropping buildings on them. So we'll get to see a little bit more of them. The other thing there, it spawns 3 of these grassland posts. And you can see right there, it tells you about the influence. Use a horse from a grassland to instantly train cavalry with a 25 resource discount. Okay, so this is the side thing. I think the grasslands come in after this. There you go. Grasslands are here. So to explain them a little bit, so I think here, let me go and switch this so you guys can see it in full. So you can spawn a horse up to a max of 5 every 90, 60, 45 seconds, depending on the age you're in. And each horse in the grassland grants maximum HP to all melee cavalry and ranged cavalry. But you can use them in the war stables to instantly train cavalry at a 25 resource discount. So there's a trade-off here, right? Like in the late game, you're pretty much just going to leave this on full boom mode with maximum, maximum health coming in. But at other phases in the game, you're going to utilize these to kind of get that pacing, to ramp up your unit production much quicker. What's up, Frey? Okay, give me a cuddle quick. Yeah, cuddle, and there you go. Off you go. Daddy's working, darling. Daddy's got a lot to explain today. Okay, I just look like I'm hugging myself. All right, you go to mummy now. Go on. Freya, you can't today, darling. Daddy's he's got a lot to explain. It's not like the normal streams, darling. Okay, so here we go. Here's the grassland post we were talking about. So he can now construct on top of them to get buffs out of them. In the meantime, we do have the horsemen coming through, the scout as well. So Voldemar just pretty much playing the same Macedonian build we've been seeing before.
Which country is that?
That's Macedonians. And this is Jin, which is China. So you can see a few of the units you can get in here. The Iron Pagodas, I think, are going to be one of the more controversial units. Moderate splash damage and a very tanky cavalry unit. Man, this is kind of insanely effective, by the way. Freya, stop it, please. So this is kind of insanely effective. Is the outposts, if you think about it, similar to Order of the Dragon, where you just get so much value out of just 5 slots, because obviously you have less workers overall, but they're more efficient. It means garrison efficiency is up. And that is 100% true of the amount of villages here. That dive in a little bit ambitious. I love the way they get their spears out too. Freya, you need to sit still and stop shaking. And it looks like Louis going for a fast castle build. Freya, let go of the microphone. Yes, they can hear you. You can talk to them. You don't need to touch the microphone. I wonder what it's actually going to be aiming for here. Like, yes, all right. Mike, hugger.
Yeah.
Hurry up. All right, good talk.
I will. You know, they said that from that band. He does do a hero.
Okay, thank you, darling. I love you. Now, let me talk about these. So we're not really going to see much feudal presence here. Like, this is pretty atypical. This is always the way. When new civs came out, people would rush Castle Age on them. Or 2TC is another way that we see a lot of the time. So we have at least got one of the Iron Pagodas coming out. So here you go. They're already able to be beefed up a little bit as he gets the grasslands rolling. But stats are pretty decent here, right? 4 melee armor, 3 ranged armor, and insanely fast.
The pink don't have that much.
Yeah, pink's going in. Freya, don't touch the keyboard, please. You sit there nicely, okay? It looks like he's just trying to bait it more of a reaction. So what, Frey?
That one's the bigger.
Yeah, that's the bigger and the smaller. All right, sorry guys, I'm trying to explain a lot of new things. So here's the grasslands we were talking about when they start to get installed. So horses are going to accrue in here, and those horses, you can see they come out every, I think it's like 100 seconds. They'll give even more health to all your cavalry, or you'll be able to use them to insta-deploy. What, Freya?
You know which castle is the biggest?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to see which castle's the biggest.
Just go
Ooh.
to the yo-yo one.
Okay, Dragon Pavilion coming
Go
in.
to the yo-yo one. Wait.
Yeah, look at that. Very big castle. Well done, darling.
And what? Look.
Okay, so let's figure out what the Dragon Pavilion does. So this is the one that... Oh, yeah. Yes, let me talk. Grants a free Menken Mook emplacement to all town sets. Oh! So the Menken Mook, if I remember correctly, this is an interesting thing. Fresh, stop touching the keyboard, please. The interesting thing with the outposts is you can upgrade these outposts right here to spawn units for free over time. So you get defenders whenever the enemy comes nearby. Freya, what? No, you're not touching the mouse. Everyone doesn't need motion sickness. So yeah, basically this means now his town centers are able to operate as defensive emplacements, which is pretty cool. On top of that, he can get access to the emissaries, which are these interesting units, which can be used at trade posts to either give you extra, I think it's resources, or the other more interesting one is they have mini Wallalols, because you can bribe enemy soldiers to attack the nearest thing, whether it's friendly or foe. All right, you're going down. No, you can't be good. You can't stay here. Other side of it, we don't really care about Macedonians right now, right? Like, this doesn't really matter to people. We're seeing Radari again, despite the fact they just keep getting nerfed. It doesn't seem to have changed the mindset here, is that Radari is still the way to go. But we are going to get Spear Spam coming out. I'm trying to remember if this Civ had... They do. They have Storm Lancers, a unique tech to them, which allows them to get an explosive ranged attack on a cooldown, which is nuts. Yeah, Frey, you're going to have to wheel back, because you can't have the bike over here. There's no space for a bike. Frey, stop it. Okay, so outside this, we haven't really seen much kind of eco-flexing so far, other than just the villagers being better. I thought Louis might try 2TC, but I guess that's just not really possible against Macedonians because of their pacing with cavalry. Was kind of expect him to maybe go a little bit harder in the spear spam, but it looks like Louis is choosing to be extra greedy and he's going after relic. And oh, there it is! So guys, this is the tributary states. This is what the emissaries do, right? Or was it the... Yeah, tributary peasants over here. So, few interesting things. They can be upgraded with the emplacements. They increase the gold from all traders. They increase your mounted villager cap, because remember, you can only build 20 normally. And they automatically place a bunch of farms or fish, if it's a water-based trade post, in the area around. That's kind of cool. And on top of the nuts part is that they get to work for free. It's like a mini TC. That's crazy. I thought you had to walk villagers out here to do it, not get them to just spawn for the cost of nothing. What? All right, that's kind of nuts. Well, he does at least know about it, so Voldemar's probably going to try to contest that corner. Meantime, a little bit of a whoopsie there. Louis gets baited out one by one with the spears. Has got veterancy coming through now. And on top of that, we have got some veteran iron pagodas coming in. Why have they got the different... Wait, does it show up the UI differently when you auto-spawn them? Because he used a horse, right? To insta-spawn. It seems so. So there's a different UI cap, which I guess is no surprise to anyone that's watched China and the weirdness of them having like 2 different scout things. Same thing here. Stat-wise, these aren't too bad, actually. 6 melee armor, 20 damage. It's like a more bulky Keshik. Monk being a little bit ambitious there. Relic count currently is favoring Voldemar. Has one in the bank, one on the way home. Louis MT only with one on the way home. Wait, can he not spawn more farms? I could have sworn he already had 3, right? I'm not imagining that. Wait, did he get scammed by the corner spawn? I think he did. Oh no. Tributary kind of sucky. I legit don't think he can get any more. Let's wait and see. Dude, he's been scammed. There's no way. Look at all the slots here. Oh, the berries are in the way. I forgot because we're playing prickly pears. Oh, that is brutal. The farms increase in value. Do they? Now, that is interesting. There's no easy way to check, though, right? Like, as in for you to see as the other player. Hold on a sec. Okay, the UI is actually broken. I can't swap to Louis MT's POV, which is weird. I don't know what's going on there, but basically it's bugged. Alright, spear spam needs to catch up fast here, guys. Like, if you've got same amount of spears as Ridari, I'm not confident you're going to win these fights. Case in point, right? Like, it's just kind of brutal. Ridari are still really good. 253 HP. They have been nerfed down a little bit. Voldemar maybe overstaying his welcome? I mean, he's killing more than is being killed, but the cost difference is huge here. Remember, Ridari are most definitely not cheap at 240 a pop. Has got more sneaking in, but wait, where did these come from? That's the defenders. So these are the Mooka defenders. We talked about these before. They spawn, and they basically can guard your buildings. So yeah, he rallied them out. They're going to go back inside now. So that's how it works. They basically spring out, they stay in range, and then they have to return. It's a pretty unique mechanic, actually. I'm just already envisioning people going to try to cheese with like outpost rushes into Menken defenders. So we have got Robin Fire coming in from Voldemar in the meantime. We have got a few more things. Storm Lance is finally completed. So that is going to be the splash attack, the range splash attack. So, I mean, I say it's a range splash. Okay, yeah, it is. I'm about to say, yeah, 6.5. What? Dude, that's kind of crazy. I guess the balance point of Storm Lancers is that it has no bonus damage against cavalry. Otherwise, it would be Giga Busted. It's 7 damage ranged, 4 bursts, 6.5 tower range. So it's basically like a Giga buff Chugin new shot, and that's it. And I'm assuming it's a 15-second cooldown, just like other abilities. Yeah, 15. It does look quite funny, though. Oh, man. Sorry, I had to double-check behind me because Freya was basically sabotaging everything. She was driving a bike behind me in case you guys couldn't see it. She was ringing a bell constantly in case you guys couldn't hear it. She is gone now. As much as I love my daughter, like, this is literally the first game we're getting to cast Jin where there's a lot to talk about, and she's like, I'm going to come and just try and get your attention. I'm pretty sure she just took Sweetie wrappers to lick as well, which is okay. Gel's got a fixation on sugar. Wolves coming up. Looks like Voldemar is still just honing in on that all-in timing, right? I don't think we have any farm transitions. Okay, 1 or 2, but nothing drastic here. And the spears. Oh, good hold. In the choke point. Good micro from Voldemar, trying to pull away. Has to be careful not to lose 1 or 2 on the retreat now because the range shots. Luckily, the damage shouldn't be too high. Well, there's going to be a whiff there. It looks like one of the Iron Pagodas was on the flank and waiting. Man, I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about the eco state for Voldemar because we've got mass farms coming in. Yeah, they're still so nice for farms as well. Look how quick they are. They waste no time getting back. Interesting that we have different melee tech signs, by the way, for Jin. I'm not sure why that is. It is different, right? I'm not imagining that. It looks different. Also, is it me or should the... Oh, dude, there should most definitely be a bigger difference. Oh my god, wait, what? I think that was 1 or 2 there. But so far, Louis MT has skinned 9 Macedonian workers alive. I was about to say, this gap should be bigger, guys. It takes him almost double the time to build a villager compared to his opponent. All techs look different now? Oh, that... I don't know, man. It looks kind of anemic in some cases. Are we going about adding more ponies? No trade either. I mean, it makes sense not to trade here, right? Like, you're so close to the corner as it is. So he's capped out at this stage, I assume. I don't know. I can't check the gathering rate because the UI is bugged. Okay, seriously? All right, if you individually target, these guys are kind of insane against crossbows. Even archers, actually. Like, what? Remember, guys, you're going to do 28 damage with your burst attack. Every 15 seconds, 28 damage. If you have the micro for it, you can eliminate a lot of your enemy's backline. Flash coming in. It is Splash, right? I remember reading that. Was it Splash? I'm pretty sure it was. He's going to get clubbed down here, but I mean, for cost? 1, 2, 3 Radari? Loses about, what, 9, 10 Spearmen? It's not that bad of a trade for him. Especially when you consider his food is much better off than Voldemar's. Louis. We're not going to be seeing any Zanmar swordsmen, right? I mean, we need to get Imp for it. This is one of the new units they have access to. Just a very tanky, beefy DPSer. Men-at-Arms in general being buffed is going to be interesting to see in this new patch, actually. We might finally get some viable gameplay around them. I think in particular, Macedonians might be one of the surprisingly advantageous, shall we say, of this patch. Because of the way that Varangian spam's probably going to feel a lot more viable now. Okay, so Ferry's being done over here. How many farms deep is he? Oh, that's right. I can't swap for some reasons. I can't check. I mean, he's got about, what, like 8? Yeah, only 8 farms, so nothing too crazy. But remember, the farms are actually kind of crazy because these specific villages are a lot more efficient. You see right there? 90% faster off the farm. So it's like, you know, it's more like he's got 15 farms in total because of how impactful these workers are. This Civ is going to be crazy for farm TC builds, you know, where you just build them around the town center. Because they're just so much more optimal than any other Civ in the game. Alright, so I assume we're just going to be chill pulling a bit, which gives us more time to look into any unique techs or anything else we haven't talked about yet. We aren't going to be seeing the tribesmen. The tribesmen are the horse archers that are basically a replacement for archers for Jin Dynasty. We've already seen the pagoda. Other interesting thing here, actually, for those horse archers is this ability here I was talking about, Quilted Armor, that makes you take 50% less damage from bonus damage sources, meaning that spearmen don't really counter you anywhere near as hard as they should. Ambitious fight. We'll regret it quickly. He does know about this wall, right? Otherwise, he's kind of griefing himself. It might be he hasn't checked down here and be like, oh, why am I not pathing down here? What's going on? It looks like Louis has been adding in regular villages. I'm just not sure what the pacing has been. Seems like one of each is the scouring. Because he should be close to the cap by now. I'd assume he's close, if not at the cap on mounted villages. Because remember, it's 20 by default, and then an extra 3 for every one of these tributary states you set up. I.e., trade posts you cap. Push forward here. Iron Pagoda's just leading the way. Getting a little bit more tanky, nothing too crazy so far. The Spearmen are going to melt straight through that Radari wave, though. Voldemar already keeping track here. He has got archers coming in to eventually address this. That's still expensive losses at this phase. Look at his food income. He just started the farm transition. He's at 400 food income a minute. I think the ball's almost depleted too, if I'm not mistaken. He did set this up a while ago. It's kind of scary times ahead for him. And Louis MT is now going for a second town center, so we will see him TC boom up a little bit. But that doesn't increase the amount of villages you can build, I'm pretty sure. You're still going to be capped at the 23. Pagodas? Hello. Dude, he just keeps finding these cheeky little raids. Damn, that is a unique noise. I'll give him that. What? I dig that. You guys hear that noise difference from the Podals? It's more of a squidgy thump. Oh my god, he's going to get more? Voldemar needs to wake up right now. He's so busy just being distracted by this. He's not noticing this. Finally does react and pull away. But Louis, now with the eco lead, before you even set up the second town center. And outposts are going to be coming up, so get the defenders. Now, if I remember correctly, the defenders that you can spawn from outposts and town centers do not use pop cap, I'm pretty sure. So these ones, the Mega Muka emplacements. Which is pretty nuts, actually. Because in late game, you guys already see this going. Like, I think this could actually be the best Civ in free-for-alls at getting, like, wonder victories. Just because of the outpost spam. mean, it does have a price to it, right? It's 50 stone, 100 gold, but like that's not that bad, really. He does already prime it. We got any other unique techs? It's just the Muka emplacements, right? And he just keeps finding him. It's kind of nuts. 26 worker kills in total this game. Voldemar down by 8. I mean, this is looking pretty grim, guys. Macedonians don't really scale past this point that easily, especially when behind. It's not impossible, sure, but you have to start pressing. There's the defenders. 100. Okay, the crazy part, guys, is that the Muka defenders receive health buff like other stables units based on your grasslands. You did just hear that correctly. The grasslands affect the free unit that spawns out of your outpost. That's where this gets a bit nuts. And looks like Louis was trying for a castle drop. Voldemar falls to the matter, but the line spreads out. He's brewing his way through this. I don't see how Voldemar's meant to hold this. Nah, this is looking pretty cursed. Ridaria tanky, but the health limited. And the spear spam is real. A ring of the bells here to summon more of the defenders. Come on! There's no way. That's so unreasonable. And the crossbow's now in trouble. He's going to have to turn to defend it more. Oh my god. A reminder, I'm pretty sure, can you not build these defender emplacements in Feudal Age? Can someone double check that? I need to double check. They didn't glance at it first. I think you can build them in Feudal. I'm hoping I'm wrong about that, because getting knights for free to defend your base is bonkers. Ooh, he's going for bed crossbows too. Yeah, so he's got the bed crossbows. Remember, this Civ has bed crossbows instead of springalds, and they get access to them in the feudal, if I remember correctly. So, really cool looking unit, actually. I saw it in the campaign. I like how unique it looks compared to your bog standard springalds. I kind of wish we get more of that. And oh my god, dude, he's still killing him. Yeah, I don't know, guys. This game's looking like a bit of a wash of Voldy. I think the problem when you pick Macedonians, it just kind of puts you on the clock to do something. He's trying to do free TC. I guess if Louis MT plays Pat Cake in a corner, then this could work out. Qui-Gon Jinn Dynasty? I mean, Jinn and Tonic Dynasty? Genie in the Jinn Dynasty? There's like a bunch of other ones you go for. I mean, is Louis going to tech up soon? Other interesting thing about this Civ, they don't get access to the prior landmarks, right? Like, they're basically not China. That's like the unique perk of China. Shushi shares it as well. But this Civ can't go back and build the other landmark. I imagine we're going to be teching up eventually, though. So he has got the Great Wall Bastion, which is basically like the Great Wall Gatehouse. Pagoda Forest is kind of interesting. Spawns a small Pagoda Forest nearby every 30 seconds. And that generates wood. So you're telling me this Civ has access to infinite wood, which is usually meant to be one of the anchor points of how you end a game eventually. I definitely don't think that'll end up being a problem. The smirk on my face should be telling you otherwise. Oh my god, can you stop losing workers? It's fine, guys, it's fine. Voldemar's got free TC. You know what this is? Like we need to detach ourselves from being human. Voldemar is playing the Macedonians like bugs. You know, oh no, my baby. Let me just vomit out 50 more of them. It's just that type of mentality. You just got to change your process of thinking. And then you don't care. Oh no, another ant died. Well, that's okay. We're going to produce like 100 more of them in 2 minutes. I finally understand how free TC brainers think. Okay, so Louis is now going for the tech up. He can either anchor around the Sacred Site and 8k gold with the Great Wall Bastion, or he just goes straight up for the pagodas. A moment of truth coming in. I mean, it's not that difficult to creep forward for this, right? He's gathering stone, so he could just go for a castle drop normally. Moment of truth incoming. I love how they have a different symbol for their castles, by the way. You guys seen that on the minimap? It's a bit hard to see, but they have a unique looking castle icon. Oh, dude, I do need to see that. Rain of Fire, keeps in Stonewall Towers gain a grenade attack against nearby units. I think we might see some cheesy Stonewall Tower strats in team games, is my prediction. And he goes for the Great Wall Bastion. Okay, so he does anchor himself close to the gold. So remember, this is the one that's going to have a bunch of bed crossbows on top. It's also going to increase the damage that all bed crossbows do. And you get some more grassland posts, because why not? All keeps? Wait, if they update the icons for every Civ's keeps? That's pretty cool, so. Alright, so let's see. What's the DPS on these? Okay, that's interesting. So wait. So it comes... It's got the bed crossbone placements, but it doesn't show on the UI. It just shows that it's got hand cannons like a standard castle. Looks pretty sick, though. I mean, you can see them on there, but... Oh, you can select them. Yes. They do 18 damage every... I'm not sure what. Probably 2 seconds. All right, this is a beefy boy. Good lord. Voldemort. Looks like he's trying to save up himself, but this is getting a bit grim now. And we do have the Rain of Fire tech coming in, so we're going to have grenade attacks coming out of castles and Stonewall Towers. Now, I'm not expecting Stonewall Towers, but he has got castles to party with already. Meantime, Radari are going to be raiding in from Voldemort, but I don't know, man. There's a boogeyman coming to your base, and it's coming in fast. Veterancy into Elite for Spears in 40. I'm sorry, it's just so funny. The attack from range. Like, what's that? You're still in the medieval age? Shotgun! You know when you, like, come for a normal duel and someone sand attacks you? It's like that. It's like, are you ready to fight? Sure am! Firework! Oh, God. Voldemort. I assume we're going to be seeing the standard, right? Just Foreign Engineering Company, even though it got nerfed. Yeah. Foreign Engineering Company, even though it got nerfed. So remember, they changed Foreign Engineering Company now because basically people were only building one thing out of this and one thing only, and that was really raw cannons. The raw cannons shouldn't be there anymore. The weird part is the tooltip says, and raw cannons for silver. So we're going to see if the devs just whoopsied on their tooltips. I think they might have. Knob got buffed? It did indeed. Because now it gets the additional barrels tech. But raw cannons, I believe they changed them to French cannons, if I remember correctly from reading the notes. So looks like they might have just missed one of the UIs. Dude, look at these guys. Oh my god, dude. It's like when someone just tries to craft a weapon by just taking knives from their drawer and duct taping them onto the end of a stick. They look the part. And yo, we're going to be seeing Zanmar swordsmen. They're now being queued up. I don't know if we'll CC them, though. Yeah, it is now just normal cannons. So the devs need to update Royal Engineering Company's tooltip. Bone through coming in hot. Damn, horsemen even getting pretty bulky. And flying fire battalions. Consolidate power and reinforce the Muka system. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you can get more than just defenders. You can get grenadiers now. So he's going to have grenadiers spawning out to defend too. Another fun little tech. Okay, Voldemort's trying to buy time for the tech ups. But I'm a little bit worried. Where are the Zanmar defenders? Or swordsmen, rather. The Zanmar swordsmen are pretty gigastack, right? 250 HP! And they get bonus against cavalry. They're basically like they're like Knights Templars armored spearmen, but just better. I mean, it's a bit more pricey, right? 90 food and 80 gold, but kind of looks worth it. 5 base armor, 1.25 movement speed, 22 base, or 20 base rather. And then 50% more against cavalry, which is going to be great here against Radari. The only problem, of course, is going to be the mass crossbows that still haven't been eliminated yet. Come on, Louis, get some siege. Join in. Oh, I forgot about this. Alliance conducted at sea. That just gives you more in trade. Maybe this would be cool. The thunderous sounds of a Eruptor and Stormlance weapon scares enemy cavalry, reducing nearby enemy cav damage by 20%. That's a pretty sick tech. Looks like he's going to be going for the padded lamellars instead, though. That's just the name they have for biology for the Civ. Right, Taipan's coming through for Voldemort. He has got 4 relics. That's going to help a lot. He kind of needs it too, right? He's still trailing, and you have to remember this is a Civ where when you cap out on workers equal count, because they went for a bunch of mounted villages, theirs are just better. Full stop. I haven't been seeing him adding in more grasslands, though, right? I don't feel like we have. I'm trying to remember what the limit is. I'd have to double check the limit, but he hasn't been building any at all. We have got the Siege Workshop, but we aren't getting anything out of it yet. We're just getting the rush in. Voldemort tries to defend. Double cannon here. Maybe he's expecting siege. Louis doesn't care for it, though. He has also killed up Pili Pow, which gives you explosive shots on your Trebs and Nesta Bees. Wait, what? And the wall low, the body block, the body block! Louis! Oh, he gets away with a staggered formation. Just in time there. Greedy mother ducker. Okay, so we have got this Treb tech coming in. So reduces attack buildings damage by 20% and increases the range. What I'm not sure of is if it gives AoE damage extra for Nesta Bees and specifically Trebs, because it has got explosive grenades hulled in there. I'm assuming it's just tasteful wording and we're just going to get a damage debuff, which is kind of interesting for sieging the castles. The Nesta Bees +1 range is going to be the big deal, though. The question is whether he's going to bother now that he sees mass cannons. I mean, it looks like he's planning for it, right? The alternative is we could see some Eruptors. These are the gunpowder infantry. The one that I've been looking forward to seeing and seeing if they're actually that much better than the hand cannoneers. Instead, it's just going to be normie Nesta Bees. In fairness, I can't really blame him. There is 43 rather archers for him to deal with. Villagers being dealt with here. Shots begin. Spears with the charge. Cannons trying to siege in here. Voldemar does have mass on his side. Can he keep tempo, though? He's trying for a castle drop of his own. The pushback does continue. Remember, these Zanma, they're 312 HP for men-at-arms. They don't die easily. What's their attack speed? 1.38. So basically standard men-at-arms. It's pretty damn good. The Radari count looking pretty damn bleak. Has to pull them back again. That now exposed the archers plus the crossbows. We have got his stolen elite spearmen coming in as well. But a horseman wave now arriving as the Radari begin to fin. A perfect time for Louis to spring this trap. He's got so much health as well. 219 on veteran horsemen. They're not even elited yet. Villagers trying to rush up a castle. Voldemar needs to maintain this military lead. The problem I'm seeing, though, is like a lack of raw front line. He's got 8 Radari trying to hold it back. Louis needs to keep the pump going faster, though, is the issue. Repair crew is keeping the castle up for the time being. He hasn't even queued up the elite still. He can't afford it. If Voldemar keeps up this pressure, he's going to crush Jin. Yeah, like for a second, I thought Louis MT's economy would just spiral out of control here, but it's not the case. So there is a shutdown on the flank here as outposts rush up from Louis MT on the gold. In the center, he's starting to crumble. He has got the back castle, but Louis MT is now tripled up on military by Voldemar. Yeah, this is not looking great, guys. He's got way too long left on the sacred site. That should be an easy decap now. I think the problem is just the Nesta Beast never came. Voldemar, you know, kind of read it right. He had the gold blocked, and it seemed like Louis didn't have enough gold to mass free Nesta Bees. Free Nesta Bees would have been a game changer in a fight around that castle and the choke points. Also, it's kind of risky when you're up against cannons, right? It's like you need an answer to that. Problem is, you don't have actual... Oh, wait, you do down here. It's just the UI's weird. So you could have went bombards. In fairness, it's not the worst trade. Cannons are definitely better, but it's not as bad as when it's raw cannons. Remember, raw cannons had substantially more damage than these ones. All said and done. Can't really fault Voldy on this one, man. I talked about how difficult it is to play late game as this Civ. I mean, when you get there and you're scaled up, it's great. Usually the issue is transitioning castles to Imperial. Louis, a little bit gutted we didn't get to see some other things in here, but, you know, you couldn't really use bed crossbows against knights. It didn't really work very well. It's meant to be an anti-melee infantry unit, just like the Springles. You know, your opponent going mass knights, mass horsemen, you can't justify it. Same part, just doesn't feel worth it. He did have a cool idea with the Nesta Bees, it just got blocked out. I love that the Springles of this Civ are all upgradable, by the way. So we just got flank attacks coming from Louis now. What's he looking for? Oh, he's going for the tech we talked about. So the spear range shot will reduce the damage of cavalry. The problem now is, like, you just can't beat the archers. Wait, Voldemar tapped out? All right, I'm just going to assume that's a disconnect because he definitely had control of this game by the looks of it. Still, maybe an uploadable game just because you guys get to look at the Civ. Let me know what you guys think of Jin Dynasty so far. Obviously, didn't get to see the full arsenal, but there's some interesting stuff in there. And the funny thing is, based on what I've seen, I think it has tempo, but it's nowhere near the most ridiculously over-the-top Civ on release, which is good, because there is a temptation for devs to make these things pay to win when they launch them. Oh, you're right, actually. It wasn't taking damage. Oh, actually, yeah, fair point there. Yeah, I think they just called it because the landmark of Jin wasn't taking damage. Sorry, I felt like I glanced at that at first, but I thought I was looking at the wrong thing. So yeah, it looks like the Jin landmark on the test server doesn't take damage. I'm hoping that's fixed for launch. Good eyeballs from my chat. Shout out to them. So we'll call that a Voldemort dub, and he was just a little bit stuck. But yeah, Jin, I'd say they're reasonable as long as the landmarks can actually be killed. One sec, guys. You need to type that in. See, there's a lot of bugs with big crossbows and spearman spear throw. What's wrong with the spear throw? The spear shots seem to be working correctly from what I saw. Oh wait, were they not dealing? They were doing a bit of damage. I think they just don't do splash damage, right? They were definitely doing damage because he was killing some range units. But I think they're meant to do splash, right? Which is probably kind of, in a weird way, a good thing, because I think it would kind of be a bit broken if they did do what they're meant to there, you know? New March need to be buffed because it does less damage than a villager? Oh, yeah, the horse archer thing. All right, do you guys want another Louis game, or do you want a Corvinus game? Seeing what we got here. Enemies move most of the time, it doesn't do damage. Okay, so it's not accurate then. Is that intentional? Why not both? We'll see how both goes. Who's Remelia? I don't know. Louis is playing some games against Remelia. Don't know if they're that interesting though. Let's go Malian versus Jin. All right. One and all, it's time. Brand spanking new Civ, and we're checking in on the #1 Chinese player to watch on the new #1 Chinese Civ. Louis MT on the Jin Dynasty in the green, going up against Sass, who's playing on the newly changed Malians. That's right, this Civ has received quite the revamp. Farimba might be on the menu more often than not now. Let's dive into it and see what the boys got in mind for us. It's going to be Dry Arabia, and this is the new U-Phase Legacy DLC. So first look in on the Jin Dynasty. If you guys are unfamiliar with this Civ, one of the big things you'll notice straight away is the mounted villages. The mounted villages are kind of nuts. I can't think of a world in which you don't build them unless you're blocked. Because mounted villages are more pricey. They cost an extra 15 food, an extra 50 gold. But they gather over twice as quickly from resources. They move quicker than standard villages, and they are more tanky and less susceptible to death. I think there's two situations where Jin players might not just raw cap out on mounted villages, and that is one, when they're up against maybe French Knight spamming, and two would be when they're against Dark Age rushing, because these villages cost so much gold. If being Dark Age rush, you can't really build them. But you start up with 3. Instead of the standard 6 villages, that's your beginning. And actually, mathematically, it's better. Because you gather 120% faster, you're a little bit better off than standard workers. And it scales really nicely because you end up surrounding limited resources slower. You also do start with these reindeer carcasses, which he's already jumped onto for the spear gathering rate. And the other cool thing about that, actually, for this Civ, is because they start with these reindeer that are 400 food Ds near their town center, 2 of them, it lets you stay out a lot longer with your scout to gather more of the sheep. Sass, not to be outdone, though, has at least mirrored the count. And apologies, it looks like switching between players' views is literally... It just doesn't work in the preview. I don't know why. Yeah, we'll have to see what we get here. It'd be kind of cool to see the horseback archers of the Jin. We've seen Louis MT play around spears so far with the Civ once. Malians, though, Actually, you know what? We're not going to see the horse archers at all, right? We are, however, going to see the other tier 2 landmarks. So last game we watched of Louis MT, he did go for the Great Pastures. This time around, we get the Flower Pagoda, which grants the ability to plant a flower garden, which improves the gather rate of villages and attack speed of non-siege military units, as long as they're in the flower garden. You also do get the Grassland Post. The Grassland Post are the means by which you buff all of your cavalry units. But this looks like it's going to be a fast castle macro of only one on this. But basically, the way this is being described, it's kind of like a mini Aachen type effect. We'll see how big the flower garden's going to be when they come out, though. Oh, is he going 2 TC? Okay, so not fast castle, but 2 TC from Louis. Now, remember, he's still got some way to go on capping out the amount of villages, so this looks accelerating nicely. But there is a cap. You can only build 20 of these better villages, but you can increase the limit by 3 per trade post that you capture, which you can do so with your emissaries. Yeah, they can walk over and just build something on it, which will also start to accrue resources while giving that extra cap. They also can bribe enemy units. I didn't get to see that last game. I'm really hoping we get to see it. The bribing sounded kind of insane when I was reading it on the notes. Other side, Manta coming in, so pretty much the norm. We're just going to hit the 4x speed just to this early game until they're feudal. And we'll slow down if anything extra interesting comes out. So Flower Pagoda, there's the Grassland Post now establishing. And he is going to be, what, dropping the TC here? Yeah, really nice placement. Wait, what? That's kind of bonkers. The deer, the berries, the gold, all this close to his base. Really nice spawn. Spawn reindeer on the second TC on gold plus flower garden. Yeah, but he doesn't want to build the TC that close, right? Oh, wait, no, you can... Is it global? You can plant it wherever, right? Yeah, you can. You're right. Gigabrain. Dude, so this... Like, actually, board 2 TC. So this seems to be the effect. I think it just lasts as long as it normally would, then replenishes. So as soon as it runs out... And we'll place another one over here on the deer. I'm assuming he's going to place another one on the deer. Yeah, there we go. 7 buffed up there. And that means the previous garden will then expire. So you basically have one of these active... And you can see it's pretty damn good. 25% increased gather rate. And then it has 25% increased attack speed. Honestly, a pretty sick landmark. I think using on the offensive is going to be a bait, though. You need to be really careful because this reeks of a worse version of Pavis. What I mean by that is if you want to be high-level stratagem and you want to use Flower Garden to attack, you want to put your opponent in a position where they cannot move away. If you can do that, then this is pretty disgusting. Otherwise, they'll just walk away like they do with Pavis. And 5-minute 30, yeah, what's the average at the moment, actually? I'm assuming some people have been practicing this because we did just see some buffs around 2TC. Remember, it costs 50 stone less now. Yeah, not surprised they built that quick, considering this is a Civ that builds faster anyway. I think the thing that's quite easy to forget about the better building speed, by the way, is like the thing that makes all the Chinese Civs so insane. It's not the scaling factor, because you can argue, oh, it's fine for them to have a faster building speed because there's only, 7 of them when you have 13 on the other side. But where it gets insane is like when you do 1 villager build-ups. That's what Louis done there. Like, that was so quick because this Civ does build faster. A standard Civ would have been much more delayed. They probably would have put a second villager on that just to achieve an optimal timing around 2TC, because otherwise they would have overgathered and still be waiting for attack. But instead, this Civ, as you can see there, 75% quicker build speed on landmarks. Alright, who's expecting Jin Dynasty to do a lot of outpost rushes, by the way? I can't be alone in this, right? Your villager moves at 1.42 movement speed by default, and then on top of that has 85 HP. He doesn't die easily, he moves a lot quicker, and builds a lot quicker. It's kind of just ticking every box, isn't it? Meanwhile, Sass looks like he's ticking the box towards an old schooler. Yeah, I don't think we're getting Farimba this game. This looks like a Fulani build. A little bit gutted by that. Farimba just recently got changed for Malian, so now instead of choosing one type of unit that you can select to upgrade in Castle Age, you can upgrade all 3. You just have to pay a little bit for the additionals. So really bloody powerful. 800. Yeah, that's totally reasonable. He's got 3 people on food. Chill. No, that number can't be right for Frim food. That can't be right. It's going down a bit, right? Yeah, I was about to say, the numbers aren't quite right. Dragon Pavilion coming in, though. So he's going to be going for this one again. The alternative we haven't seen yet, which was the Mountain Hall, right? Oh, that's the monastery. Generates karma by gathering resources near the monastery. Losing units decreases karma. At max karma, you receive the blessing of the 4 heavenly kings, which is kind of nuts. Yeah, increased gathering rate, relic gen. Yeah, really powerful, but situational, right? I think this is good for like a booming game where you're not fighting. But this one is really good for booming when you're being attacked. Because the Dragon Pavilion is going to allow him to summon the defenders that you get for free by upgrading your outposts from your town center. So whenever he gets attacked here, he's got a bunch of free units to hold back the enemy. Pretty damn good. And there we go. Already activates it because this spear came in. Dude, these are spooky, though. 160 HP. I remember fighting my way through level 1 on the campaign and coming across some of these outposts. It's like, if you just don't rush them down, they just eventually grind you to a halt. Because they keep spawning again and again and again. So I've got the free grassland post coming in. Is the emissary on them? He is. He's moving down here. So the emissary is looking to establish a tributary. And you can see what it'll do right there. So it provides food from local farmers, and then it can increase the gold you get. And the other cool thing is you get an increase to the limit of amount of villages. And by the way, the like food gathering thing is just passive. It happens just by the building being there. All right, we've got 18 on food now. This is going to go fast. Oh, we had to catch him building it. Yeah, it doesn't even cost anything is kind of the crazy thing. How long does it take? I feel like that's missing an animation. Anyway, it's up. There's already a farm out. And now a villager will spawn in 30 seconds. So you just keep getting these tributary peasants coming out every 30 seconds up to 8. It's kind of nuts. What's the health on this? 1750. I think this is going to be a sucky element for other civs to have to interact with if they aren't playing bulk early on, right? Like, everything I'm kind of seeing about Jin, it almost feels like it's designed to make you present and make you kind of attack in the feudal. Against them, that is. Jeez. Has he already drained the berries? Pretty much, so for there. Grand Fulani now coming in. I'm bummed out we didn't get Farimba, man. And here's the farms. Like, gathering rate, I think it's just a standard villager worth of gathering, but I might be wrong. I don't think there's any easy way to tell, right? Because if I'm not... Oh, no, it's not standard village. You can see there. Maybe slightly slower. It looks like it's... I want to say, like, is it 0.5 food a second? Actually, it might be 1 food a second. Yeah, I think it's 1 food a second. Okay, so that's like not bad. If that's 1 food a second, that means every peasant gives 60 food a minute. It's either 60 or... It might be a little 40, 45. 40, 45 sounds a bit more balanced, but it's still kind of crazy because you build them for free. Like, it doesn't cost you anything. Once you set that up with the emissary, it just runs. And remember, although the emissary has an initial price to build him, everything afterwards, the 100 gold after that, like, building that up cost him nothing. I don't know, man. I think emissary is just kind of a little bit too good. I'll have to double check. I think it might be that you have to wait until castle to build these guys, though. Still a free villager? That's my point, though. It's really good. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's not... I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's insanely good. Because you get 8 villagers for free, right? Like, that's kind of insane. And it also explains why Louis so far has just been rushing castle every game. Because, like, getting that online at this point in the game, I mean, insane value, right? It's like Sophie's just going to be a little bit annoying raiding. Louis has started to get... Has he got more defender outposts up? No, that's just the primary TC. Looks like Sass is finding a few worker kills. Might find a few more. Yoink. Dude, the defenders may actually chase a little bit too far. Like, what? Why are they still... You would think they would be limited to the town center range, but no. They just keep going. More villagers getting found over here, though. Sasa's doing a decent job of keeping tempo, right? Like, we're talking about less than a 10-worker lead. Yes, a lot of them are going to be the superior type. Actually, not a lot. Only 7. Wow, I thought you had more amount of villagers than this. Guys, this is pretty bad for Jin. Remember, Sasa's got the good old-fashioned Fulani online, so just got huge cow boom, infinite food. If this is a game where Louis MT was, 8 workers ahead, but 23 of them were mounted villagers, that's different because the mounted villagers are double efficiency. He's only got 7, though. Pretty weak. Has at least got the farms. Oh, come on. Why have we not sneak? We've got to sneak for the other one. Just gamble on it. Wait, what? He's actually building the tribesmen. Okay, guys, we finally get to see them. This is the meme archer, the horseback archer. They are literally just an archer on horseback. Like, not horse archer. We're talking standard archer stats. Actually, worse. This is veterancy, and they only have 6 damage. Yeah, they get 10 versus melee infantry, which is why he's building them against the spears. These are going to suck against Sofa, though. Like, hardcore suck. The other scary part for me is, like, technically, Sas could have just built, javelins, rather, and counter this. But it's even better for him. Look what he's doing. He's building archers to counter all of this. Oh, man. And Sofa going to be annoying. Wait, did he just buy that? I didn't realize that. You could buy them on the tributary states? I didn't know that. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Or was that an impact of the landmark, maybe? I think it's the landmark, isn't it? No, I think he bought it. That's a pretty good deal, though, to protect the farms. He's spending 150 resources like that. Okay, so Louis able to push him back here. I'm not liking the look of the fight that's coming right now for Louis, though. Anyone who finds this Civ entirely underwhelming, I think it's not OP. And it's like, you can have 2 approaches on that. Oh my god, I don't want to buy this. Or the alternative was they make it OP and you complain that it's pay to win, right? I feel like there's always going to be people unhappy no matter which way you go with this. Once the Sofa just going to stand the ground. This is an ugly fight. He doesn't have veterancy yet. Yeah, you're not China. You can't rush this. Oh, man. This is not great. Yeah, I'd say Jin is maybe like situationally OP, and other matchups just going to be a wash. Like, I don't know. What are you meant to do against Mali?
I just want to get them.
Okay, talk to them then.
It's tiny.
No, it's where it needs to be, Frey. You get too close, darling. They don't need to hear you breathing. Frey, it's there. Leave it. What do you want to say?
Move your head out the way.
No, my head is fine where it is. Say what you're going to say. Freya, if you touch the mic again, you go inside. That's the deal. Leave the mic alone. Who's going to win? Yellow or green?
Ow,
No, I'm holding your hands now. Yellow or green? Who's going to win?
I would do it.
Who's going to win? Okay, so meme horse archers. Like...
Let's have a fight with us.
No, we're not having a fight with those right there.
It's one
So bad.
One fight. One fight.
Alright, guys, we'll kill him in like 50 bursts. Soon. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Those are more expensive than the normal archers, understandably, because they're horseback. Frey, stop it, you're hurting me. Alright, you're off. You gonna be good?
What?
So, like, this is what I mean about bad matchups, right? Like, what does Jin do against Mali here? Maybe if you can get late enough into Imperial, your spearmen are good. But, like, these Mohei tribesmen are going to suck no matter what. I guess you keep your opponent off Donzos, but who cares? It just goes archers. It counts everything.
Where's the pink?
No pink this game, Fred. It's like, I don't see how Archer Sofa doesn't just win against Jin. I hate to be negative on it. But that's what I mean. Like, that's good, I guess. It's like situationally it might be a powerful civ. What?
The one
Yeah. Yeah. They can't hear you if you don't look at the mic.
Wait, which one was it today?
It was pink that won last time.
Then it's
Nah, it was yellow. Who's going to win, yellow or green? Quick, right?
Why?
Which one?
Yeah, the dude.
Okay, we've got more of the defenders. Like,
Oh, the dude. Yeah.
yellow's going to win, you think? All right, Mrs. Obvious. Yes, I agree. I think yellow might have this in the bag. Louis just trying spears again, man. It's like you can't use your unique your unique bed crossbows. They don't do anything here. Nest of bees, maybe?
Dad, two people win.
No, only one. And I'm still pretty sure that ranged spear attack is meant to be splash, and it's not. I could have sworn it said it was splash. Yeah. No, both definitely don't win. That's that. Oh, the attack speed. Here we go. And well, he killed a spear. Oh, he killed an archer. Oh wow, he's lost like double the units though. He's gonna lose even more, and it's a me. Yes. Yellow castle. There you go. There's his face.
No, the bigger one.
He doesn't have a castle. Oh. He can. A bit lazy. Yeah, this is just gonna turn. It's classic Malian Zerg. It never stops. He has at least got the Muka defenders. Stop it. Right, you're on. You just broke the head then. Go. All right, I'll fix that afterwards. Freya's in a naughty mood today. I mean, in fairness, for a second it looked good there. But the problem now is I don't see how the Sofa Flood doesn't continue. And his economy isn't really bigger. They have Men-at-Arms or Palace Guard. They have Men-at-Arms with enough. They get access to a much stronger Men-at-Arms type unit, but that's in Imperial Age, and we're not in Imperial Age. I don't know, maybe if he has enough outposts. Like, I actually think that's the insane part about Jin Dynasty, is if you spam enough outposts, the defenders break the game, right? Because you're getting cavalry units for free. But, like, who's going to let you have that much? I mean, he could try it. My only concern is, like, if you start spamming outposts, any high-level player is just going to build 2 trebuchets and take them out. I don't know, this is a weird one to try and figure out. There's still a lot to be discovered, but, like, this is... I think of all the things I've seen of Jin, this is the thing that looks stronger. Is the Menka Muke defenders, because they're decent stat units that are completely free. And yeah, Sass is just rotating around the back. He's hunting for the economy. Freya, do not climb on that. And he's fine too. Castle drop in the center. Oh yeah, you're right. They did just change the castle. Why? I don't know, man. I don't know. I like this. I don't like this new icon on every civ. Yeah, at this point, Louis doesn't really have any map control. He has got good gold deposits in reserve, but I think he's almost tapped them. They're just gone. Yeah, not great here. And he's just still trying to get more Mohawk tribesmen out. Like, it's going to make a difference. Maybe if he'd spammed Iron Pagodas, I think that's the one way he could have went. But, like, they are really pricey, right? Yeah, they're 265 resources. They cost more than a Radari. I don't think they're worth more than a Radari. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I mean, they're decent at 254 HP, but not insane. That is the stuff you don't get. Just bring scoops over for energy drink. Yeah, at this point, I think he's just kind of going through the motions. I mean, Sass is about to crack it. I just collect 10% more resources? Yeah, but that's not what matters here, right? It's the destroyed value. I think that the conundrum is, like, finding the units that feel good with Jin, maybe? I don't think anyone argues that Jin's economy is not decent. I mean, he went 2 TC, right? In fairness, that's the other thing I'd highlight here. He went 2 TC to be behind on resources gathered, right? I have to double check the earlier points in the game. Like, he would have had the lead initially against Malian. But, like, the problem, I think this is going to be a classic one of, like, we have this where Macedonians, this civ that has really good units but doesn't have the economy to afford them was the issue people saw. And Jin might be the other way around where they have good economy but aren't quite sure what to build. Obviously early days and there's things to be explored. But so far, I'm kind of underwhelmed by the Mohe tribesmen. Spear spam seems to be the backbone of Louis MT strat so far. I think pagodas, the iron pagodas, and by extension the outposts, are probably the big key strength points of this Civ in the first few ages. Past that, in Imperial, we'll have to see. I think we're still going to kind of be in a cavalry meta, by the way, at least initially. And until that changes, the bed crossbowmen, as cool as the bed crossbows look, they're only going to be applicable if people stop putting cavalry, right? So that's a little bit of a conundrum for them. Yeah, tech up complete. Louis MT needs to push in soon. Sass has all the upgrades coming. Double elite plus the Freema. No point making beds. I mean, in general, though, I think like you need to be you're up against a Civ that doesn't really have for bed crossbows to probably feel good. But we'll see. I hope I'm wrong with that because I think they're probably the coolest looking unit that Jin Dynasty has, even though it's essentially just a Springald. But the implications of being able to be a Springald in Feudal Age over Castle is kind of crazy. They're cutting back. Remember, these are poisoned arrows, so pagodas look like they're trading well, but just start to thin a little bit, especially with a few sofas just littering in. I mean, they're equal military count. If Louis MT can somehow thread the needle into a castle, into Imperial play, maybe. Easier said than done, though. Like, now we're reaching the point where all the upgrades are going to be there. You see it. Sassy literally has even got precision training plus the armor free coming. We're reaching a point where raw archer spam can just break everything. Yeah, meanwhile, Louis still has to tech, let alone then get the elite upgrades. And remember, this may look like China, but it's not really China. They don't have supervision, so they can't rush researchers. Louis, a cute idea, but that castle is going to be a big fail. A doubtful one for sure. Has got the defenders coming out, the Mengan Mookers. I've got to give this to him, actually. Like, I don't know if it's because he couldn't click it properly or couldn't hang around, whatever it is. Like, this not dying is huge. It helped Louis a lot when his food income was low. And yo, we're getting pagoda forests. Maybe not here. Maybe Louis, maybe not here. Louis, please. This is not the place. You're about to get deforested. Oh, God. Well, the castle is having lunch, dinner, and dessert as the worker count declines. Tech up will at least complete for Louis, but elsewhere, it's a wash, man. Just getting routed by raw archers. Outpost rather goes down, so no more defenders to come out. Oh, my dear God. He finally realized that switched over the other side. Okay, so Spiritual Awakening allows you to attempt to convert enemy units to your control and cascading rings around this landmark. Okay, so now I kind of get the idea. I thought it was going to be about the fact that he can generate wood with the Pagoda Forests. But instead, he might be looking for a clutch Wallalow to get back into this game. Yeah, like the reason I'm acting like Louis is out of this game a bit is mostly now gold. I think there's a lot of gold requirements for this Civ, and they don't have the taxation abilities of, like, China, right? So that's a problem, because if you look at the map, unless he can secure this area 100%, he doesn't have gold anywhere. That being said, Sass has slowed down, mostly so he can just spam up Sofa. He's got a lot of Sofa coming. I'm just trying to fix this headset that Frey up. Rip to pieces. Oh my God. I hate anyone who have that where the ear cups come off. It's so annoying to get them back on. Oh no, the castle. Oh, wait. Yeah, he's going to get it up. That is now a 30 worker lead for Sass, though. More, jeez. See what I mean with these defenders? Each time they show up, like, in a small increment, it's not great. If you had, like, 3 or 4 outposts in one area, not going to be enough here, though. GG gets schooled. That is 2 losses now out of 2 for Jin. What do you guys think of this Civ? Oh my God, dude. She full on yanked the ear cups off. I'm just trying to fix that quickly. It's annoying because, like, you have to yank them in a way that you could easily rip them. Yeah, Freya's being a bit of a pain in the ass tonight. Ooh. Oh my God, I can't get it on. All right, there we go. Fixed it. just a bit boring, honestly. I mean, but like, do you like China or sushi? Because I'm kind of that way from the mindset of like, I don't really care for China sushi. It's like if you're one of those people, then yeah, it's probably not going to be for you at all. All right, we should be able to load the main server, which should hopefully have some patch fixes for a few of these bugs. So I'm gonna get off the creator server now and hop on the main and see if it's working and all good. So I'll let that update quickly. A lot of China, funnily enough, but this is just meh. I don't know. I think. Did you find the other recent civs interesting though? New Civ should lose. The problem with New Civs losing is like a lot of people are compelled to buy things based on how broken they are. Dota 2 had a great example of this with a hero called Monkey King. And it really proved itself in the sales of his skin when they launched him because he was broken as all hell. And the amount of units they sold of just the skin was outrageous. Like, usually as a developer, you kind of want to lean more on the side of broken or at least strong rather than underwhelming and underpowered. Because, like, here's the thing. They can now go, like, they could be like, okay, it's underpowered. Even after people had time, but they still can't figure it out. Like, this Civ doesn't work. The problem with that, then, is, like, your window for sales is kind of passed. You'll get some people that buy it, but it's the same idea of, like, the ingestion point. Think about how many people bought Age of Empires 4 on release when it was a pile of crap. And how many people wouldn't bother to buy it after release. Right? It's the way our buying mentalities work. Found KT was really refreshing, super fun. Likewise, I enjoyed the nuance of Ibids. Interesting. You think Ibids is that? Like, I wouldn't have ranked that as one of them. I find Ibids intriguing, but like if you have issues with variants, I would have expected Ibids to be like one of the top culprits of this is just recycled crap. Not to say they don't have unique things, but I mean the whole idea of like, look, it's literally, they don't even have different landmarks really, right? They've got different units, sure, but like same Abbasid mentality, blah, blah, blah. So that's an interesting one to me. I mean, I personally always thought that this DLC would end up being a bit underwhelming just because I think expectations were set too high on like other ones, right? I think that the problem that we have is the devs are really stuck in a limbo between big DLC or drip feed one civ at a time DLC style. And they can't really choose, they can't seem to choose a lane to get into. And it just creates this back and forth rubber band effect that is like completely and utterly neck breaking for the average consumer. It's like your expectations are all over the place, right, guys? Like, let's be totally real. From DLC to DLC, you can't get a read of what you're getting and where you're at and whether it's worth it or not, because you compare it to the previous DLC and it doesn't make sense, right? Let me know if I'm alone in this, but like that's my instinct. It's like compare Dynasty of the East, for example, to Knights of Cross and Rose, right? Like there's a $5 difference in price, for example. And then like after Dynasty of the East, we come here and it's like a $5 difference in price again. But like this is one civ. It has a campaign for sure. But it's like, it's very difficult to measure those things. Also, I'd say the campaign, it's a little bit of a bummer that it's like, to me, it felt a bit of a bummer that it's based China. I thought it would actually be like, you know, Jin. We're crying out for civs, not variants. I just think the budget isn't really there anymore. I don't know. I think, like, one take, I think as Corvinus was saying, is like, look, you know, the next DLC will be bigger, and it feels like this is the fun that DLC is a buy-in. I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't like the message that sends, which is like basically kickstart the next DLC for us by buying this DLC that you don't want. If you want it, buy it. If you don't, right? And then it goes how it goes is the reality. Also, like the budget it would have already been acclimated towards that. It's not like they're going to cut the budget this deep in. They'll just release it and see how it does. Historically, Jin Dynasty isn't variant. Yeah, I think, okay, but here's the counter argument I'd say. You kind of have this issue of where, like, basically, you're either going to end up making Jin a kind of a variant of Mongols or China, right? Does that make sense? Architecturally, and like to a certain degree culture. Like it's gonna overlap one or the other, I think. But yeah, like for me, I don't know, guys. You wanna should I cast some games? We can find some, or should we play the campaign? So I don't even know if this campaign is gonna work for me. But basically, I couldn't even do map number 2 because it kept crashing for me. Legit, I couldn't get in game. Devs just don't want a controversy? What do you mean controversy? I'm confused. What controversy what? Making Civs more unique isn't going to controversy at all. But I think that the problem is that there's a really cool thing here at the heart of it, the amount of villagers. I think there's also a very high expectation on this Civ because it's literally been the only one releasing in this DLC, you know? I think that's where the devs didn't do themselves a favor, is like putting a price tag of $15 on one Civ. It's not going to appeal to everyone. Like, if this had been this Civ and another Civ for $15, I think maybe like people kind of chill. Now, don't get me wrong, there's extra content, right? There's the maps. There's also literally a whole new campaign. Whether the missions or whatever, I don't know. So there's extra work. The problem is, like, this is one of those things where I wonder if it would have been better to maybe compartmentalize the DLC a bit, where, like, you could buy the single player if you wanted to, or not, would be my thought. Because I think people like putting a lot of pressure on this due to the price. And hello, Winston. Enjoying the DLC? It's interesting. I was just saying, like, I think of the Civs that have released, of DLC Civs, this one feels the furthest from overpowered, which is good and bad things, right? But there's some nice little quality of life change. I love the new victory screens I've seen in the campaign, for example. But I was just saying, like, yeah, like, I don't know, like, maybe interesting feedback to give to them, Winston. I don't know if they'd be open to it or whatever. But, like, the idea of separating the campaigns and the Civs as purchasables, so that, like, you know, maybe the new Civ, so, like, what was, let me check the price. So for me, it's £12.50, right? What if this campaign was £7.50 and the new Civ was £5? My thought there is, like, because we both know, right? There'll be people who will not touch the campaign. There'll be people who love the campaign. That's just the reality of things. It then puts you in a realm where you're not being judged on the overarching price, because I know a lot of work goes into this, right? And you want to feel like, you know, the people being given what they want and not what they don't. I think this is like a conundrum in general, right, with these DLCs. Like, I think back to Knights of Cross and Rose. There's probably some people that bought that DLC just to play Knights Templar, and they never touched Lancaster. And the idea of their perceived value might still be okay, but it might have been warped a bit by that. Because, like, the reality is there's a lot of people that basically get into games and only play one Civ. I've been playing a bunch of Deadlock at the moment, and I basically just play Kelvin. Right? There's people who literally picked up AoE 4 at launch and have, for the last 3 years plus, only played English. It's a tough one, for sure, because, like, I think the campaigns need to be the credence. They need to be the creamer, the opportunity to get in the first place. And I did like the opening mission of the campaign. Wondered about offering all the DLC stuff more a la carte. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, this is something that's like, I think it's something that Age of Empires 4 has a greater ability to do than a game like Europa Universalis, right? Like, Europa Universalis, the way that was designed is like, we add all these new features and it affects everything. So, but like with this, you know, you have very clear categorization points of civilization and then maybe like campaign. And it could be the same actually for like Crucible, where you could like add new Crucible maps, like, you know, $2 or $3 a pop, something like that, right? And it doesn't sound like a lot, but like when if you have enough people, if it's the right direction for the game, you have enough people buying it, it works out, right? I'm buying any DLC they release. The value compared to other genres, to the amount of entertainment we get, makes it worth it. Oh yeah, for sure. But like I'm saying, like I know, I can tell what the drive away factor will be for certain individuals on this DLC and other DLCs, right? I wonder what the data was like for AoE 3, because didn't AoE 3 have an ability to buy certain civs with the relaunch? Maybe I'm wrong on that. a la carte method be worse for those who buy everything? No, you just premium price it a bit then in that case. So a perfect example there is like you say, yo, if the DLC is $15, make it $10, $10. So like the campaign $10 and the Civ unlock $10 for multiplayer, right? And then a lot of people like at that point they're like, because there's this interesting marvel in marketing actually with that, right? Which is like basically if you have a premium and you have like a budget and then you have a mid, most people will be driven towards the mid because the budget will be seen as cheap tat and the premium will just be like way too expensive in your mindset, right? So like, this is a strategy a lot of different industries use for a very long time to drive the median sales the most. There are exceptions to the rules. So for anyone who like follows iPhones as a pristine example, like iPhones works the other way, where if you don't buy the absolute premium model, you're like seen as some sort of inferior scrub. But like with a lot of different industries, it does work on that, like, you know, premium, tat, middle, and they want you to buy the middle. Buying every DLC anyway, you pay more. Well, no, in my example, you pay the median, right? If you're nitpicking, you pay more per DLC, but probably less than the person who bought everything. Could bundles easy enough? Well, but they're already bundled is our point. They're already bundled. It's just whether people like the way they're bundled, right? Like, for example, if you bought into Dynasty of the East because you really like Macedonians, but you had no interest whatsoever in India and in Japan, right? Then you've been bamboozled on what you wanted to buy, you know? Whereas, like, in that example, if you, for example, instead of paying for the whole kit and caboodle, because I got $16.99 it shows, right? If you per Civ paid £5 or £6, you probably feel like you're getting a better deal, and maybe over time you go, man, I'm kind of bored of Macedonians, I actually want to try Tuklak now. And the devs have made like a good exchange there because now they're like, oh, another £5 or £6. And by the time you get 3 out of 4 civs, you've paid more than you would if you bought them all together. But it's your prerogative. It's your idea, right? It's like, it's what you want versus... It's like the difference between going into a gelato shop and being able to choose your flavors and someone saying that here's the pre-configured menu. And if you don't like it, you can suck on my left one. Competing with RTS behemoths like AoE2 and SE2, the fact that the only defensive low effort stuff is what's less. Okay, so like there's actually a bigger issue with that, and by the way, that's not an issue specific to just AoE4. I'm just gonna pop a bubble for you, the crazy bubble. About 45% of gamers don't play new games. That's a crazy stat, right? It's like 45% of the all-encompassing gaming audience stick to the games they've been playing for years at this point. It's StarCraft 2, Age of Empires 2, Dota 2, a lot of 2s in there, Counter-Strike 2, you know, League of Legends. It goes on, right? So you've already got a smaller audience, and then RTS is a small audience as well. That's why I keep giggling when everyone's like, Dawn of War 4 is going to save RTSs. Like, it's probably not. It's just the reality is it's probably not. It's also another part of why most developers try and hash out a new version of their IP. Instead of making something completely fresh and new, right? They'll tag Company of Heroes, whatever, or Call of Duty, whatever on it, because they're trying to break through that issue of people will not move on from what they played previously. That also is part of the reason why the AoE2 community was so aggressively against like AoE4 at first, is because they probably felt like they were being invaded, because they see the age of tag and they assume the worst. All right, let's see who's on the ladder. Actually, do you guys want to see campaign or do you want to see 1v1s? Could happily pick up any Total War game even now. We'll see if you think that with Warhammer 40k. I think £10 for DLC is good value in today's ripoff world. That's true. There is like a conundrum coming, right? Like gaming's about to get more expensive in general, courtesy of GTA. Because you guys know about this, right? Like, loads of publishers are waiting to raise their prices. They've just been waiting for Rockstar to do it first. Once Rockstar raises their price, everyone's going to do it. Which kind of sucks because we're in a cost of living crisis in many countries around the world. Never should have made Salt and Ascend so huge. Yeah, it's like but the thing is, in hindsight, they didn't know what to expect with it, right? I think the problem you now have is like after the success of Salt and Ascend, there was this backlash feeling of like, yo, we gave way too much, and now we're gonna dial it down a lot. But it's like, once you let the cat out of the bag sort of thing, right? Once my expectation is that I get this, I want this, right? If I went into Mackie D's and I got like this insane, like, 2,000 calorie meal deal for like £10, and then the week after you're like, this is stupid, we're gonna go bankrupt from this. Let's make it 1,000 calories for £10. I'm outraged. I'm not buying anymore, and I'm annoyed at you because I'm like, hey, you just took this away from me. And like, this is a wide applicable thing. That's why you see things like shrink economics, where they've been shrinking the size of things instead of increasing the price over time so they can still afford it, right? It's hard to do shrink economics with gaming without people noticing, though. All right, I'm looking for some interesting matchups here. Problem is, we're at the start of season, so you don't always get what you want. First time you heard of someone valuing food by calories? Look, it's an easy way for you to like calculate. Do we get Duo Crucible? I don't think so. Buying new releases is dumb. You can wait a year and get a better game for half the price. The problem with that often, Matt Trick, is waiting a year, in a lot of cases, the game doesn't exist anymore. That is le conundrum. Shrank things down with Knights Across from Rose, and most people support it, but Jin is even less content for the exact... Yeah, I mean, well, it depends on the campaign, right? But it's hard to argue the sentiment that Knights and Cross of Roses felt like it had a lot more. Oh, there's H3 versus Mongols. Who cares? Who's Zera anyway? Are they even a high-ranking player? This is what I mean. Start season sucks for this. Zera is ranked number 1 on the ladder right now, guys. I love that. They are literally ranked 1 in the world. They are normally conk free. Alright, do you guys want SAS H3 versus Mongols, or do you want new Civ? People complain about Cross and Rose? Probably, but did more or less people complain is the only thing I'd say. I feel like the thing you have to remember is like a lot of people, a lot of the time it's the vocal minority, right? Trust me, I've experienced enough of that this year, personally. And it's really important to not get vacuumed into the minority's opinion. Like, my overall instincts, I felt like a lot of people enjoyed Cross and Rose. There were some things they were annoyed about, like, why is Knights Templar not its own unique thing? Why is it French? But, like, outside that... Dude, who? Like... Oh, okay. Japanese versus Jin. Oh, I might have to get some water soon, though. My throat. Oof. Oh, no, dude. Like, this is why we don't add colors like this. Oh. Guys, we're not casting this, right? Look at the colors. Yo, is Winston still here? I'd like to file a report and ask why the duck we don't have an option to select the colors of what we're observing. Because I'm going to guess if I go in here and try team-based, it still is broken. Wait, what? Did you guys break spectating? I think you did. Oh, that's ass cheeks. What? View next player, view previous player still doesn't work. This is pretty bad. That's a pretty big blunder. And yeah, look, the colors haven't changed. And if I swap sides, it would always bug. All right. Well, that's ass cheeks on a plate. Guys, do you want this one or a different one? I don't think you guys are going to enjoy green on green. Like, look, this is what you'd be watching fight. They need to add. They need to add color restrictors. I'm not casting this. throw myself out of the plane. I actually have an objective opinion on things. Yeah, I think it's important. Like it's okay to be critical of something, but you need to be productive in your criticism. If all you do is complain and don't provide solutions, and this is what I hate when you say this to people like, well, it's not my job to provide solutions. They don't pay me. It's like, yeah, but if you actually give a shit and you want someone to be better, then provide your input. If your input is this sucks, then you're not actually helping at all, really. Right? Same as like when people like just make the game better. That doesn't help as a developer. Have you ever had someone just like tell you like to play football better? And you're like, what the fuck? What do I need to do? So as long as I don't see a problem. As long as you're contributing with a positive outlook, that's fine. The problem is when people just basically pile on because they just like to hate. Which, you know, review bombing, etc. is all the rage in 2026, right? Already helping by buying? Yeah, but like if you're buying, you're not happy with what you're getting, right? Like you can explain why you're not happy, but if you just sit there and buy it and go, I'm not happy. It's like if I'm the developer there, I have no clue what that doesn't mean anything to me, right? Like if you actually want, if you want to just vent, then go for it, just vent. If what I'm saying is if you want to actually get things to improve, like what I've just been suggesting here, I don't know if Winston was here taking notes for it or whatever. But like the idea of compartmentalizing DLC options and what you want to buy. What I just said there about you should not be allowed to have green and green in the same lobby. Full stop. That's stupid. In a 1v1, that's absolutely stupid. You should not be allowed to be green and slightly different green. Or if you are okay with that on both sides, the trade-off should be me as a spectator should not have to torture myself watching that. There should be a way for me to... Like, there should literally, at this point, after all these years in AoE4, there should be an option in here where I can custom set the player colors for each player by slot, and they don't have a say in it. But like we've had AoE4 being an esport now for 5 years, and we still don't have that option, which is really unfortunate. It's gotten to the point where like some productions have created custom solutions to change the color overlaying themselves, which should not be required. It's also very anti esports because you're gatekeeping a tool at that point, because some people have it and some people don't. They should just be in the game by default. All right, I'm waffling a lot, but I'm trying to find people. Wait, what Lol Enjoy? I remember that name. Is that the one I think it is? I'm not sure. There's multiple Lol Enjoyers. Biggest problem is if you have any form of criticism about a product nowadays, there is an army of people who seem to think you're not allowed that opinion. Well, that's because they'll have counter opinions, right? Like, I went through this with Jean. It's like, there's a lot of people that didn't like Jean. I'm like, well, I like it. Because, like, it's like, what are you looking for and what's your mentality? Like, my mentality about why Jean was a good addition to the game is look at this great way of getting Warcraft players to play AoE4 for the first time. It's not, like, Jean isn't meant for you, the classic Age of Empires 2, Age of Empires 3, Age of Empires 4 player, really. Jean is meant for the person who's more mobilized. And they want to unlock mobile potential. You're like, well, that infringes upon my experiences. Like, yeah, it does, but it doesn't at the same time. You infringe upon my experience when you go free TC White Tower and I can't do anything. It's boring to me. I still have to play through it, though, and suffer it. Right? Like, at that point, you might be, like, at that point, you might as well be the person who complains about outpost rushes. Well, that's a strategy within the game. Right? Or, like, people who just fast castle all the time in HRE and Relic Rush. You hate that. Oh, yeah, but that's a strategy in the game. That's a viable strategy. Same as the idea of, like, Jean being a completely different faction that forces you to play a different way. If you think about it, like, it's different mechanically, but the idea that you have to change your game plan based on the civ you're facing is not different at all. That's every civ. At that point, mold about Delhi, mold about Malians, mold about French. Right? Mold about English, mold about Abbasids, mold about Rus. Mold about Japanese, you know? Because they're all going to make you play in a different way. At least when you get up the ladder a bit. Order the Dragon. Mold about Order the Dragon. That's still a problem for your average low-ranking player. Let's not talk about Rus. Dude, Rus are back. What's your problem? Civ 7, lol? What are you on about, dude? Civ 7's so good it took Drongo away from us. Never doubt Civ 7. What are you on about? There's also like, of course, you're going to have people who are religiously in favor. I just need to find a game. Who are religiously in favor of like positivity around a game because you basically had that game warred with by other communities in the past, right? Like, dude, it's cults. It's literally modern day cults. Okay, maybe that's an extreme, but you get the idea. Like, people have factions of how they feel about different things. I see it in different games all the time. The problem is when you're a more niche game with a smaller community, you get more protective, overly protective. Because all you want is for everything to be said to be positive about your game. Because if it's not positive, then people won't play your game, is your thought process. It's not true at all. Don't know what a drongo is? Me neither, Shiro. Me neither. Where'd he go? Every Civ game sucks at launch and finds it great. Yeah, I mean, it's a shitty cop-out, though, for making a subpar release. But like that goes to a bigger issue in general nowadays, which is when games release, they are eclipsed by their predecessor before they even begin. Destiny had this. European Versus just had this last year. You know, Civ, as you just mentioned, has this. A lot of games have this issue where they come out and they will take a long time to surpass their predecessor because games as a live service is the issue at the core of it. It's very hard for you to compete as a new launch against games as a live service because you've spent years producing that new game just to release it and be told it's in a subpar state compared to the other game. Because while you were trying to get a game together holistically, like new mechanics and story and whatever, the game that has been existing for 5 years at that point has perfected what it had. And here's the other kicker for you guys. Those teams aren't the same people. Like Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, different development teams. So basically, all the things that Destiny 1 fixed, Destiny 2 hadn't because they ain't in tune with that. They're busy making a new game. It's the sucky thing about modern development. It's like it's one of the trade-offs of games as a live service. One of the negatives, in fact. All right. Who is Sengoku Daimyo Enjoyer? Let me... Someone from China. I don't know. Do we just go with this? I've been waffling for a while. It'd be nice to get into a game. Been waffling so long, I might as well have Winston Waffles on. Ayo. Shout out my boy Winston. Sure. Gaming industry's got far too bloated? Sure. I wouldn't disagree with that. But how do you solve it? Why none of the big players are streaming? Probably because they're all practicing getting ready for the LAN in 4 or 5 days. But I'll be casting from my own home. I wasn't invited. All right. Wrong one. New Civ, new patch, new meta. Let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It is time to check in on the Jin Dynasty. A tall double order Jin at that. As we'll be going up against Double Trouble. Order of the Dragon. We've got the 2 Civs that take the longest to produce villagers because they're the best villagers in Age of Empires 4. However, Order of the Dragon has been outdone. As over here in the blue, Sengoku Daimyo Enjoyer, playing as the Jin Dynasty, very confusing with that name, has got access to these gods. Mounted villagers. That's right. If you're an Age of Mythology fan, you played Atlanteans, you're going to feel right at home. These villagers are twice as effective as standard villagers. Actually, more so. They're 120% quicker at gathering resources, unless it's farms, in which case 90%. Pretty cool idea here on Hill and Dale, because with the starting deer, this could easily unlock a fast castle rush. Now, you do pay more for these villagers, but absolutely worth the price of admission. And, well, these two are top 100 ranking, by the way. Blue finished about 80th in the world, I believe it was last season. And Leozim has been kind of nibbling in that 100, 200 range for a long time. So it should be a fun one between the two. We're going to fast forward just to the other game a little bit here. Because we're on Hill and Dale. And I'm also expecting this to be no aggro until at least Feudal Age. Order of the Dragon don't really like doing Dark Age rushes anymore. They haven't liked it for a long time because, let's just say, they are the most depressing Civ to try and get an outpost up with because... 1 garrison slot costs you 2 spearmen, remember, which is pretty sucky. So mine weren't going to be coming through anyway. And Leozim, it is going to be a fast castle build. He's building with 1, so prepping for a castle transition. Other side, Flower Pagoda with 2 means blue could also be looking towards castle. The Flower Pagoda, remember, has this unique ability. You cast it on the ground and increases the gathering rate of all workers in range. It also can be used for attacking, giving a boost to attack speed. But to be honest, for most games, you're going to use it to buff your gathering. Because the idea of buffing your attack speed with 25% sounds really cool until people stop moving. And when people start moving, they get out of range of it within like 5 or 10 seconds. I think Flower Garden, it's not that it's going to be impossible to use in battles. It's going to be very situational. And of course, we do see the grassland posts here. Basically, this just allows you to slam down some pastures. Well, they're not called pastures, right? I think they're literally called grassland. The grasslands you can see there allow you to increase the health of all your cavalry units. But you can also use the horses that spawn into them to instantly deploy ponies. Not that we're going to see that here, though, because it is a boom game. Yeah, so Eden Rush Castle, which is interesting because it means now the Ozim's going to get the relics. Hold on a sec. We got to request a timeout, someone. Alright. Is it a 5-minute timeout? I think so. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not sure what the idea is here for blue. It seems really negligent to give relics to order the dragon. Maybe he wasn't expecting it, because to be fair to you guys, we don't really see this often out of OOTD. The Burgrave is usually much better, because unless you can get 4 relics, the discount rate from Burgrave feels a lot better. Yeah, this is just a jackpot for him. Already starting to boost the knights. Monk's already coming out. Blue, almost ready for the tech up. He's just got so much gathering. Look at the speed on this. I'm going to go on 1-time speed so you can see it. Ready? Let's check the Donker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are so damn fast. And that was without the flower. The flower, yeah, flower's still there. So just even the escalation, even without it, they're so good. So remember, the way the flower works is when you place a new one, the old one expires. So it just keeps pulsing in the meantime. Leozim, it's already free prelates on the go. Blue seems to have missed macro. Look at the gold. That's not great. Can you do the bribes into Fog of War areas? I'm not sure on that. I would like to see bribes. We haven't seen bribes so far. For those that don't know, Jin have got access to their own version of an Imperial official that does 2 things. He can establish areas on trade posts that generate food workers, but they can also bribe enemy units. The bribe hasn't been used in any of the Jin games so far. I'm hoping we're finally going to see it, because it's basically kind of like a warlord, but not. The way it works is that you will force an enemy unit to attack anything near it, whether it's you or their own team. And oh, that was good timing. What? All right, nah, dude, I'm telling you, the defenders are nuts. What just happened to the Gilded Knight? Guys, I think 15 garrison slots on a Dragon Pavilion might be too good. Yeah, so for those that don't know what the hell just happened, Jin has a unique mechanic with their buildings. With outposts normally, but you get this landmark and it affects town centers as well. It allows you to spawn units for free near your base, near these infrastructure points, like outposts, etc., that will defend you. Heavy cavalry units, basically. He just spawned, was that 10, I think? Out of, because he got them out of the TC and he got them out of the Dragon Pavilion as well. It is hella strong in the right circumstances like that, because all of a sudden, Leozim just burnt 500,000 resources for nothing. Oh, that was sick. However, Leozim should be able to afford that, because he's loving the relic life right now. He's got 2 more relics on the way home. Only 1 left to grab after this, all the way in the opposite corner. Really good position to be in. This is what you want. This is the dream Regnitz game. And he's rushing in. This is just going to be a Schwabia game. Makes sense. He's against 2 TC, right? So he knows he's going to fall behind otherwise. And there you go. There's the defenders. The Megan Muke defenders. They're pretty damn effective. No idea why you deleted your post, because we have a redeem to time people out, and you got timed out. That's what happened. The trade-off of what Jin's doing here, 2TC, condensed like this, it's the same issue you always run into, right? You're going to eat through your resources fast, so you're going to need to expand his safety net elsewhere. He has got the food coming in off the tributary states. Remember, you can build these for your emissaries once you reach age 3. Do the defenders expire? No, but they have a tether range at which they should return. But it goes really far out, like this far out from what I've been seeing. And then when they die, they'll slowly replenish in the building. Nice find. We'll better shut these down. Remember, the tributary peasants won't run away. They're too brain cell dead. Hurry! Yeah, gather faster. They're worth about, like, 1 food a second from what I've been seeing. So this is a nice shutdown for Leozim to find. Palace for Schwabia is now on the way. Damn. Yeah, I think Leozim's a pretty comfortable position. Blue is now going for an Imp Rush by the looks of it. Another cool thing about this Civ, as you're seeing there, they have got a second tier to the hunting tech. So they can gather 40% faster from huntables after they already gather 120% faster. Dude, this Civ on Boar Rushes, like this Civ on Socotra is going to be nuts, I think. Actually, yeah, this Civ's going to be, I think, broken on Socotra, especially with the outposts that spawn defenders. What? They do expire if the building that created them is destroyed. I'd have to double check. I can't remember if they linger a little bit, but you might be right on that. Tier 1 landmark buff? No, it doesn't scale with age, so it's just 25%. But remember, you're already 120% better. It's really, really good. And yes, these tributary villages, they spawn for free. Every rotation is 30 seconds, up to a cap of 8 of them onto these little farms. Still pretty damn good. You spend 100 gold on an emissary, and the cost to establish a tributary is nothing. You just have to walk over here and stand there waving your hands for like 20 seconds, I think it was. And then you... Oh, there you go. You done it over here as well. Oh, man, that's sick. He actually set up double. And I don't think Leozim noticed at all. We've now got Great Wall Bastion coming, and this is the defensive landmark. It's a little bit like the Great Wall Gatehouse, but different in style. It's not Nest of Bees. It has the spring emplacements of the gym. It's going to cost him a few workers, but that's fine for him. He's got plenty behind this. A few amount of villagers in there just to accelerate the build speed too. So, fun thing about this landmark, not only does it have the spring emplacements, it also does have the hand cannon shots. It is very high DPS. And then the other thing is he's now got bed crossbows to improve stats, which is pretty cool if this ever gets into like a meta arm spam out of Leozim. Not that I'm expecting it. Oh, wow. We actually got a double Sacred Site spawn. So Leozim's going to try to just milk the win condition on Sacred Sites. Blue's still got a lot of time to work with, though. Walls are going to start coming up. And Blue is... Yeah, he's 20 amount of villagers. I don't know if he noticed this, though. Is he producing more? He's not. That might have been a blunder. By default, you can only have 20 of these better villages. But every time you drop a tributary state on a trade post, you increase the limit by 3. So he can actually build 26 in total. But I don't think he realized. It's a little bit unfortunate. We've got draft horses coming in. Oh, yeah, unique tech. Increases villagers' wood gathering rate by 15% and their wood capacity by 10. I totally forgot they have that one, actually. It's kind of funny. This Civ has more wood access than like any other Civ in the game, really. Well, I mean, Ruse competes. My thought is the other tier 4 landmark that you can build with a Civ lets you generate passive wood. By the way, Schwabia has been paying off nicely for Leozim. He is far ahead. 12 villages up and the relic game on his side. What happens if you get 26 vills and lose a trade market? You just can't build additionals. They don't just die. Like, we have caps like this. I mean, I'd have to double check it. I didn't think to test it, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't work any different than if you get housed and you have extra workers. Like, if you've got 60 pop, you've got 100 units, they don't just die. We're not Cossacks, okay? We're not that monstrous. Okay, that is ambitious, mate. Ooh. Defenders? Where are they? Oh, they're down here. And notice it didn't change the pop cap. They're showing up here, but the defenders do not impact your population capacity. I do not know if there is a limit, a hard limit. If someone has tested that, let me know. Because there has to be a limit somewhere. Otherwise, you could potentially crash the game as the thought. But like, I think this Civ's going to be really good in free-for-alls because you can just spam these outposts and get defenders. I'd assume there's a limit of like 20 or 30 to be reasonable. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, 30 is still a lot, right? Oh, there you go. Thank you, Shade. Yeah, there is a max capacity. 30 is still a lot, though. Because remember, those defenders, they're knights. They're the knights that Jin gets for free. It's pretty good. Okay, this might end up being a boring game if Blue doesn't make a move fast. Ooh, he's going for the unique swordsman. The Zanmar Swordsman, they're much tankier meta arms. 250 base HP, and as you can see, pretty decent DPS, and also an affinity for killing cavalry. They do almost 50, just over 50% more damage to cavalry units. Interesting answer into the Gilded Knights. I thought he might just go for spears, but it might be that he was worried that the Ozim's going to be doing archer knights. Right now, the Ozim is basically just doing nothing but being a greedy mother ducker. This is just an eco race between the two. I love the fact that I was just talking about blue's effectivity with outpost defense strats, and we're just getting that out of yellow. And love the reaction. Gilded Landsknechts coming against mass melee. Jackpot. I think the Gilded Landsknechts got a buff, didn't they? I'd have to double check. HRE Landsknechts got extra health, but I don't think Gilded Landsknechts got affected by it. I would have to double check that. It's like 5 or 10 extra health. To be fair, I don't think Gilded Landsknechts would need an increase in health anyway. They're already, stat-wise, a little bit overly padded. Both. Wait, they did? Okay. Yeah, I don't really feel like the Gilded Landsknechts needed that buff. HRE ones I understood, but Gilded Landsknechts, raw stat-wise, have always been pretty well padded. Adorable that Leozim thought there'd still be a relic in almost 20 minutes. All right, these cannon placements are kind of a problem, guys. We have got Trebs coming in now from blue. I mean, he could just straight up go for a cannon. Interesting choice to go Trebs instead. Oh, other fun thing here. For some reason, this Civ has their techs tiered on movement speeds. They get 10% per level. I'm pretty sure that's just a them thing, though. I don't remember this being an overarching change to every Civ. All melee infantry's got buffed? Well, I know Men-at-Arms did, but Landsknechts, like, I couldn't remember if all the Dragon did, but thank you, chat. So OTD got that buff as well. Seriously, I don't know, man. Has he been hiding it? I thought he shooed the Landsknechts for a second there. My concern is, like, 4 or 5 Landsknechts could kill all this. Especially with the cannon placement. It's a very one-dimensional army from blue. Which is odd, because you could kind of afford to diversify. I guess the problem is, like, what do you diversify into? Maybe the hand cannoneers? Go for some eruptors could be cool. Alternatively, you could simply just build your horseback archers. Because remember, the meme archers of Jin get bonus against light melee, i.e. Landsknechts. And no, not unique Treb, just attraction Treb. It does have a unique tech for it you can upgrade into, which I think is in the university. Oh no, there it is, Pili Pow. It's the one that reduces the damage done by buildings you're attacking. That's a bit... Oh no, come on. The timing could not have been worse on that. Double kill on the Trebs. Knight should eventually die. Maybe not. Looks like he's going to get away with it. But Uni is coming in now. And yes, we are getting the crossbows. The bed crossbows. So instead of going for the archers to kill the Landsknechts, he goes crossbows instead. I guess it makes a bit more sense. Like, you're a slow-moving army, so you might as well lean into that. I'm excited, though. We're finally going to be seeing the bed crossbows. And look at these beauties. This is the new unit. This is the coolest looking unit. I say coolest looking. Like, visually, I'm not sure about mechanically, but visually, this is the most awesome looking one. And the other cool thing you just saw there, you upgrade these. It's not like standard Springwalls. You have to upgrade them through the ages. So you just got Veterancy. Then you can get them into Elite eventually. Yeah, I really like the idea of him actually going towards this tech here, the Pili Pow, which reduces the damage that buildings do when they're hit by Trebs. Because you're going to have to dive a lot of cannon placements at this rate. Like, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, soon to be 5 cannon placements here. And then 1 over here. So you kind of baited him. Yeah. Because now that you've gone melee like this, you're not going to run to the other side of the map. Guys, I think we're about to mark our 3rd Jin loss. 0 Jin wins. How do you not just die to this? He's even got the bleed. He's got the Zornhao. Here we go. Goes in for the cleave. That's not the way to fight him. Oh my god, he got baited on the wrong side. This is the army you want to be attacking with the bed crossbows. And he just keeps stacking. Like, this is the perfect way for Leozim to fight this. Just get one big cleave out each and every time. And now he moves around the backside. Starts to hit into the siege. Gets rid of those bed crossbows. The Gilded Landsknechts still stand their ground. No, no, not like this. The surround is causing so much pain. 250 HP. And look at the health bars now. He's going to wipe wave number 1, but now with limited health, he has to dive the cannons. Oh god, this is what I was worried about. Like, if there's no cannons behind this, it's like, yeah, great job, Blue, GG. It's the cannon emplacements that are going to slow him down. He only has 2.5 minutes left. And wait, have we got the... Is that the hand cannon defenders? No, it's just the castle. I mean, in fairness, he lost less than I was expecting from the bleed and everything else. But this still looks pretty cursed, right? Like, this is just so hopeless. Before he was like Jin OP, remember, like for Leozim, he spent a lot on cannon emplacements and fortifications. If that had been Army instead, he could have had like a backline of 10 hand cannons, which is really freaking worrisome. It's just because he put so much into this. I don't know, it feels like a little bit of a cheesy victory. I'll give these guys props. They've done better than I expected against Mass Lanchnik. But at the end of the day, Leozim was just having him on. Right? He's just wasting his time. E-Repair's now coming in from the TC. He's already up to almost 20 Lanch again. Soon to be 7 Trebuchets up. He needs speed. Did he get the tech? He's got it coming. Hilly Powell's on the way. Because he's going to need to dive, guys. That's why. So you want to be able to hit all of these towers and reduce the damage the cannons do. This is more gameplay loss than civ loss. Agreed. But like, you go one-dimensional, I go one-dimensional, etc., right? I think they just needed to be more balanced here. Like, the idea of bed crossbows was cool, but Blue's timing was off, right? And he's now getting them there with the elite. With only a minute left, it's too late. If he had 5 Bud crossbows and a choke point hold for that previous fight, I think like the Lanch get wiped, takes half the casualties and just runs in, right? Oh my god, it actually does. Oh my, it's an actual full grenade spread effect. So wait, you turn your Trebs into Nest Bees? Yo, are we just nerfed Manjaniques and now Traction Trebs for Jin to do this? I thought Pilly Pow, I thought it was just wording, but they do launch grenades. That's kind of sick. Maybe there's hope. The scatter shot could be good here because it's debuffing a lot of the buildings too. But now to the choke points we go. Ah, it's way too many cleavers. Oh god! Why are we building mass melee against dragons? That's like an Order of the Dragon Boys wet dream. Oh my god. Is that one uploadable? What would we upload that for? Cleaver boys are back on the menu. Oh my god. What a weird game. Damage reduced when he got the upgrade. I was looking at the stats, but there was no UI indicator, which is a bit unfortunate. Usually they add a UI element, a little like square, so you can see the damage debuff, but I didn't see that on the outposts, weirdly enough. Oh wait, it shouldn't be on units, right? It should only be on outposts. An interesting game. Let's see what else we've got. I know it's just practicing. Let me have a quick refresh here and we'll check the 1v1 ladder. It's a good song. Debuff reduced the damage. Well, no, the debuff is meant to reduce the damage that buildings do. Unless I've been reading it like an idiot. So it's the tech. By the way, I love this change. Am I the only one who, like let me know if I'm wrong. This is like one of the best UI changes, full stop. Anyone who grew up in Age of Empires and old school RTSs respects and adores this. This is my childhood, man. I would buy a physical version of the game with a map with this on. This is how it should have been all along. I actually do like this change. So, it's the tech here. Pilly Pow. So, Nesta B smoke out enemy, Trebuchet smoke out enemy defenders, reducing attack building damage by 20%. Yeah, so it's meant to debuff buildings. AoE 2 Trifold? I might have it somewhere. You know what I have got? I think it's back here. I found this in a charity shop. One sec. Let me turn the green screen off for a sec. Not like the best condition, but yeah, I was like, dude, I think it was like £2 or £3. Oh, sorry, no. £1. I'm sorry, AoE3, but this is what charity shops have given the verdict on your net worth for. But yeah, like this bad boy. Hey, this is old school. Tattered and battered on the case, pretty good condition inside. You get this big ass book. All the artwork pieces. And then you also get, I think they had the tech map. Oh, that's the player's guide. Teaches you French rushing. I want games to do this again, man. People moan about the space. I don't give a crap, dude. Like somewhere in I think upstairs in my house. Oh, this is just a poster, isn't it? Maybe it's the tech map? Nah, it's just a poster. So somewhere upstairs in my house, I've got the OG, like I've got Ultima. I think it was 9. A lot of people said it's bad. That was my first Ultima. I actually enjoyed it. But like basically, what that Ultima had is it had this little tapestry, which is a map of the world, but it's fully woven and everything. Freaking love that thing. All right, let me just put this away. Yeah, I think somewhere I hate it because they started getting a bit tacky. So like I have Total Annihilation, but the OG Total Annihilation is a box like this size, but you open it and it's just an empty box with a small disc, disc case inside. Lame. Or like I have the Heroes Chronicles games, right? But like I got one of them in the big box form, but the box is just you open up, it's just got a DVD container in it. Campaign's no joke. You failed second mission. All right, chat. Do I need to do the campaign and show him how it's done? We doing campaign or are we doing more 1v1s? What do you guys think? Let me just switch over and we'll put my green screen back on. Oh, it helps if I pull the green screen up. What do you guys want? What we do? Do we try campaign mission 2? Or do we look for more 1v1s? See how deep the campaign goes, but I'm easy. 1's for campaign, 2's for 1v1s. I mean, it doesn't guarantee that we get a good matchup 1v1s, but... I like the idea of the campaign being hard by mission 2. I died once on mission 1. I'm not joking, by the way. I actually did. I'm not ashamed. Hold on. Anno versus Numedan, although they're not playing the new Civ. I like how most of you just like, I don't care. All right, we'll get rid of... I guess we'll do an Anno Numidan game. I do need to get some water, though. My throat is so dry. Because that energy drink, dude, I think their portions are wrong. Like, yeah, 1 scoop per 8 ounces. I'm like, it's really strong, and my throat is really dry. I think the votes were very clear. They were. It's 50-50. You guys need to learn to vote. All right, be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's get this show on the road. Alright, do I need to put an actual vote up for you guys? We can actual vote if you want. Yeah, I'll do a poll. What to do? Play campaign. Watch 1v1s. 2 minutes and go. Man, my throat's really bad. I think one of my kids got me ill as well, which isn't helping. Big Sage. Sorry, just double checking something. All right, you can rig the votes now, though. How you guys voting? Well, it's 50-50. Sorry, YouTube. I don't know how to cross-vote. I need to figure that out. Someone needs to ping me a website. Yo, what's up, United? Thanks very much, mate. Appreciate the prime sub.
When your favorite caster is on.
Thank you. Appreciate you, mate. We might be about to get some casting. It's now 4-3 in favor of 1v1s. Dude, I need to find something that I can use to set polls on 2 websites at once and track it. I use a thing called StreamerBot to like merge the chats. I might have to see if there's a way of doing polls there as well. 1v1 players. Why can't you guys let me just enjoy playing a game? Z-Fudge. Alright, I think 1v1s is winning this. It's got like 30 seconds left. Don't count the votes on YouTube. I think we should not count the people who aren't subscribed. Let me check which one ArcLeave voted for, and then we'll just -1 there. Jin Dynasty build order will be out soon. Will it? Yeah. Dude, the thing with build orders is like, within a few days, it'll be obsolete again. And then it'll be obsolete again. And it'll be obsolete again. But they're good starting points, right? Like, build orders are really good farming content for any pro content creator. It's just easy raking, so you can make a new one every, like, few days. All right. 1v1's won. You guys ready? A new patch upon us. Golden Horde and Malians will never be the same again. That's what we're hoping. We're going to check in early, folks. Yufei's legacy just dropped. Malians receiving significant changes to the Feremba, and the Golden Horde nerfed. That's right. So many of you suffering in pub games, they had to be nipple crippled into submission. They are no longer a dominant force bullying you around. Or so we're to believe. Let's find out. We've got Anatan in the yellow on the Golden Horde, going up against none other than Numidan in the green as the Malian. Map is going to be Cliffside, folks. Cliffside, which can be very hit or miss when you play Mali. This is, not good or bad. The matchup is great, though. The cool thing about this matchup, guys, that's really, really good, is that you as Golden Horde do not get harassed on your Uvu tool, and you as Malians do not get harassed on your Pit Miner tool. You just get to build up for free. It's chill. GUA Cup, is that on right now? Is that what this is for? I don't know. I didn't know anything about this. I just saw the two were playing games. I assumed it was just clan members practicing. If it's tournament games, all the better. If it is and someone can find the draft, that would be great. Thank you. But yeah, well, who's better here? I think Malians kind of has Golden Horde's number. We'll do a little bit 2x here because we got a little bit to catch up on. So my thought here is like Malians, they're happy to spam Sofa into Tortugud and they trade better because their economy is better, even though Tortugud are tankier and more annoying at first. And also remember, Golden Horde did just get kind of nerfed in multiple places across the board. They took a slight hit here, there, and everywhere. Only thing that really got buffed for them is that town centers are more buildable now for them. But I don't think we're quite at the 2TC meta yet. I think we're going to get there. There's clear intent from the developers to try and push people in the right direction. In fact, if you checked my patch notes video, you would have seen that was one of the big takeaways, is that we were clearly moving slowly towards a 2TC meta again with the changes that were introduced. Now, how Malians going to fit into that is the curious part for me, because I think it's actually kind of hard to 2TC against Malians in the current meta, ever since Sofa got buffed the way they did. Sofa are a much more noteworthy factor of the feudal age than they've ever been before for this set. So Mance coming in. Khan and Tortugud on the other side. Apparently, no, not enough. I mean, honestly, the changes just kind of feel like they pushed Golden Horde even deeper into Khan and Tortugud. Because remember, one of the big changes they made is they nerfed the production rate edict a little bit. So it's kind of harder to vomit out enough infantry to look sizable. Want to see Farimba Garrison looks legit? I agree. I think there's some really cool strategies now to be had with Farimba over time. Wouldn't be surprised if it shocks and awes people in the upcoming LAN. Because the thing with Farimba now is you can get multiple choices out of it. The first one's free. The other ones you pay, I think, is $350 for. That's incredible. Like, you open Javelins, for example, and then switch into Mansa Musafadi. You've got a really solid, empowered, elite tier combo of 2 units to just eradicate the competition. Yeah, like, I actually think most game strats now for Malians is going to end up, when they go Farimba, being Javelineer into Musafadi. If you'll scale in Feudal a little bit, you'll get, like, 10, 15 jabs at least. That counterplays archers, and then you come over the top of Mansa Musafadi that are giga stacked. Okay, Anatan, bring the spears through now. And we've also got Tortugud on the way. Problem is, Numidan can just kind of hold that back with spears only. Anno is trying to get an outpost in on this, though. Hold on a sec. The timing is good for this. Numidan doesn't have the range damage yet to snipe those workers. He has to pull the villages. Difficult, though. Yep, he pulls away, because the thing that can happen there is the Batu Khan, he absorbs so much. 220 HP, no slouch, with 3 melee armor, too. So Numidan is going to lose his front gold access. Damn. Anno is not waiting around. I mean, it's a good map for it as well. Like I said that this Civ hates Dark Age, that's true, but this idea of like a delayed outpost rush on a map like Cliffside is super effective because of how short the distance is between the two bases. Doesn't take that long to reach. Archer range to follow up now. Has to react to the spearman, but Anatan can always just drop an archer range behind this. He also secures the Uvu nearby. I love the fact that he's just milking, hanging around here, so he doesn't get too impacted by the walk back. No archery range, though. A little bit surprising. Actually, I guess in fairness, your opponent's going to have jabs, right? Maybe it's just better to stick spear plus Tortugud. I am actually a little bit surprised Numidan did just go standard jabs. Yeah, I think he was assuming there would be archers. So Anatan definitely kind of used that detail against him and was able to due to the forward vision. Numidan now just trying to rush up an outpost to keep his base alive. On the upside here, these are not Mongols, so they do not get paid when they burn them. Why Golden Horde get short stick? They're good in low rank. Are they not OP in Conk? Nope. You can check my video on this. We even pulled up the stats. In Conk Plus, Golden Horde are bottom 5 on last season's performances. In Pro Play, I'd put them like mid-a-pack. They get some wins, they get some losses. So it's literally, the nerfs that Golden Horde received was basically because of their impact on low rank play. And that really then defends this whole logic. Sometimes people say that they only balance based on pro play. That's not true. It's the same tricky avenue that they have to deal with Order of the Dragon, where the Gilded Men at Arms are fine in top tier, but they're OP in low rank. And that's the issue with Golden Horde. The reason why Golden Horde has such a great win rate overall, being second in the last season across all ranks, just not in Conk, is because of the Tortugud. The Tortugud are an obnoxiously tanky cavalry unit. So if you have a little bit of micro on your side, you can actually get away with a lot. Because people just don't know how to deal with very tanky units. Order the Dragon proved that. Burn on the front infrastructure has been successful. Does protect on the east side. Numidan, decent amount of javelins plus spears. Could honestly be a Farimba game. Let's see how he trends. Anatan just scaling up archers now, so he did go into it after a delay. Yeah, I don't think Anno wants to let up the pressure here at all. The onus is really on Numidan to do something because he didn't have much map control. It's also kind of worrisome. The idea of what Anatan's done here is he's trying to scale archers when Numidan is gold capped. Because remember, he lost his starting pit mine, and he only has access to this one. And gathering here is very dangerous. So the thought process from Anno is that Numidan can't really justify mass javelins right now on raw count. He won't have the gold for it. So just trying to catch him before he secures the area. Anno, waiting nearby. For some reason, the switch player button still does not work in Age of Empires 4. Lamau. Spear's going to lead in. Archers are being target fired down by the javelins. Tortugud going to brute force it now. Like that. Just tries to pay attention on the spearman and then re-engage the Tortugud. But Outpost is most definitely going up. Numidan will go for the garrison. But these are just so tanky, man. 250 HP. They're just standing their ground for it all. They break through. They'll go to the backside. Spearmen are going to try to chase, but there's no defense left there. Javelins have to forfeit the area. Anatan maintains the military lead, but he will be resetting here. Yeah, the outpost up is the crux there, right? That outpost going up changes everything. It gives Numidan breathing room, and much needed. Is Ottoman OP low rank 2 because of reproduction? I didn't check Ottoman's win rate. I'd be surprised if Ottomans was that high up on win rate, because I feel like the people that know how to use them to win are going to quickly move past their initial ranking phase, if that makes sense. As Ottomans are a more technical civ. Sorry to say, Golden Horde and all the Dragon players, but like your civ is very rudimentary in terms of how you can win at low rank. It's not to say you haven't got skill expression and you aren't an amazing player, but low rank ones, just press the 1 unit build and keep going until they go boop and die. Just played a game green versus dark green, very fun. Yeah, I still don't know why they're allowing that. It's a really big oversight. Cool that we got new colors, but you should absolutely have a situation where if one color selected, the similar color should be disabled. So Anno, just getting raw archers going here. Numidan has a decent number of javelins. I think the concern for Anno is if the age goes on too long and we see this jav count get too high, Farimba is going to be a jackpot win. Yeah, actually, another thing is like Mansa Musafadi against Tortugud is destructive. As a follow-up, like if you did have enough Tortugud. Because remember, Mansa Musafadi, they're good against heavy, but they also have a lot of armor for melee. I've got fortifications coming in, so Numidan not going to give over that outpost easily. I know. Definitely not going anywhere anytime too soon. He has started to extend out. Unfortunately for him, so too has Numidan. He snuck out for the replacement pit mine, like a replacement bus in the UK. It's never where you want it, but it is running. And Anno doesn't know. Chinese bad at low play because of how hard they are. I have no idea about Sengoku. I think Sengoku is a bit more linear and simple to follow, right? It's like you just build up your food early. Yeah, we witnessed like 1 minute of green versus green here, and I left the lobby. I consciously refused to cast green versus green. Dude, what's the point? Everyone would click on the video and then 2 minutes in go, screw this, and just leave. I know shifting wider. Oh, is he going to see this? The building going up should reveal it, right? I'm pretty sure. Numidan is scaled pretty nicely. Cow count has not increased, though. So if he goes for Castle Rush now, he won't have a strong economy. I know. He's still just scaling raw archers. Has got more Tortugud coming through. Can change how to view the colors? No, because assigning team color instead of unique colors bugs the game. What you'll have is in-game there'll be the correct color, and on the mini-map there'll be the wrong. And then whenever you switch sides, the colors will flip. That's bad. That has been an issue in Age of Empires 4 for 5 years, sadly. Maybe it's 4. I can't remember when they added unique colors. Trust me, I've gone down this rabbit hole. Like right now, guys, if you noticed how I'm only ever looking at Numenon's vision, that's because swap player doesn't work. Even the button press here, see this one? Does not work. Testing is hard. Spear's pretty nice from Anatan. Usually, like, this is the way you go against Donzo javelins. It's just raw spears can kind of overwhelm. It is tricky because Donzos are just individually better spearmen. But against javelins in particular, spears destroy. There's going to be a burn down the building. So finally, he will reacquire his starting vein. But Anatan now getting ready for an age up. And I'm assuming we're going to be seeing the good old-fashioned Muscovy Yasak like we always do. I mean, timing-wise, Relic Uvus could be tempting. Your opponent's not rushing an age up. He hasn't really been cowbooming yet. So, like, you would be able to get Relic Advantage. But when you see this many Javs, this many Donzos, +2 armor is just way too good. Only thing is, like, I think you're very limited on what you can do with Yasak here. It's great for your cavalry, but do you really ever want to be building men-at-arms against Mali? Because remember, they have those cheap Musafadi, which they can even build from an age behind. What do you guys think? You think Numu's going to win this? If he gets the timing right, he's pretty scary, actually. Like, if he just sends it right now, what does Anno do? Anatan's army is very light. Feels the spears are flying. Oh, Torgood, though. Okay, Anno's doing a really good job of feigning aggression. He's poke raiding, but he doesn't want a direct fight. If at any stage Numenor just runs down the center, Anno's in trouble. So he's intentionally trying to bait him onto the flanks. Numu, getting suspicious, starts to move in. Sees the mass archers. Stand his ground, jabs. Gonna have to start a retreat here. I wonder if he's suspicious now. Like, looking at the army size, do the numbers add up in his mind? It doesn't seem so. He's going to keep pushing. Numu now moves in. Burn on the racks just to get rid of any new units. He's trying to snipe out the aura, maybe? He's starting to, anyway. 6 remain. Remember, that's the +1/+1 armor. Really annoying, actually, for the spears in particular. Like, the javelins are going to waste a lot of extra shots there. Instead, he just hangs around, burns down the infrastructure. Well, he's about to get a rude awakening. 10 seconds out. Anno about to crack Castle Age. Meanwhile, Numenor, if he wants a good timing here, he'd have to consider rushing for Rimba. Still, with an army this size, you could just keep pushing. Double archery burn. Javelin's now moving into the farm area. That's good. More out of time being forced. Anno, he queues up men-at-arms, but that's going to take a long time to come out. He's baited into a clash. Gonzo's charge in. They hold the choke point. Men-at-arms going to be slow to come out here. Double production takes a long time, and he hasn't got any buff to the production rate. Javelin's now just trying to split their damage onto the archers to get rid of them. Numu maintain that lead. He's prepping Musafadi. He knows it's a men-at-arms switch. Jav's just going to snipe out all archers to make sure Musafadi can win it. Just a few Torgood left. Running rampant here. They've got buffed up damage. They've got veterancy already. And I mean, he's done the damage necessary on the Donzo count, right? It's down to just 5. No doubt about it, Anno will survive the push. Numenor now prepping an age up himself, but he needs to get those javelins out stat. Because if this is what I think it is, you want an existing army to upgrade. Then we retreat. Honestly, if he loses any more javelins, it might just be worth going Mansa Musafadi instead. Does refill the Musafadi. We'll retreat. Remember, these are the anti-armored units. Light infantry, fast moving. Decent damage, and it's a Farimba. All right, this has been newly buffed now, guys. It used to be you could only choose one type of elite upgrade out of these, unique upgrades for your unit types per age. Now, you can just pay to get the other ones. So he can choose one of 3. Either the Freeborn, which are very tanky melee units good against ranged, the Javelineers, which is an upgraded version of the Javelins, and we'll upgrade them, or the Mansa Musafadi that become very tanky Musafadi warriors. This is a great game for Musafadi. Farimba worth going. I think it has a lot more diversity. Before, it was kind of cheesy because you were kind of doing a Burgrave style thing where you went one unit and tried to win with it. Now, because you can get extra upgrades, it's an entirely different game. It's like 350 resources for the upgrade. You get a real army now, whereas before you had a one-dimensional army. And there it is, listing Mansa Musafadi now. So watch the stats on these bad girls. Ready, set, and match. 4 armor now, and extra health. And that's before he even gets the veterancy in, by the way. And now, if you want the other ones, only cost 350. Easy clap. So Javelin Knees makes a lot of sense to follow up here. Especially when you know you've just went Musafadi, your opponent has to go Archers. Like, this used to be the problem. You could never, almost never, ever go Mansa Musafadi because your opponent would just build Archers, and your whole play gets countered by Archer spam, which should have already been happening at this stage. But now that you can have Javelins and Mansa Musafadi, game-changing. It's going to keep retreating for the time being. Anatan has more men-at-arms coming. He also has got the Khan debuff arrow coming through. Yeah, so you see there, increased damage taken in range. We don't often see that ability coming out, actually, funnily enough. Town needs to be updated, does it? Oh, that's right. It's launched now, my bad. Oops. You guys knew what it meant. Numidan just has so many Mansa Musafadi. Holy crap. I mean, it's the spam speed of these things. 15 seconds, 75 resources. Yeah, you don't have the cow, but those prices do you really need? Flash coming in. Few men-at-arms from behind. Mansa will be there to deal with that. Javelin Knees. Maybe target firing down the Archers. Getting baited under the men-at-arms right now, and the standstill here from Numidanis is not retreating. Nope, just targets them down. The Mansa able to chase away here, but there's not many Archers remaining. That was so ballsy. Numu, he didn't care if he loses a few Javelins just to get the exchange quicker. Stands his ground, baits them in. Now the turn. It's gonna backfire entirely. Anatan has no front line. He has no back. And that back has been fully broke. Mansa Musafadi no longer a meme. I warned about these. These are sick. 5 melee armor, 125 HP, and 10 base, as well as over double if you attack into heavy, for 75 resources. That's a steal. And they move fast, and they can stealth, and then they can heal when they reveal from stealth. That's an upgrade you can get in this age. There's so many yeses about this unit, but it never seemed OP. It never seemed good because you could only do this. Whereas in this game, Anno had to weigh up the potential for the Javelins to get upgraded. I completely changed the dynamics for him. Great pivot by Numu. Looks like that's going to be an easy win on the board. GG gets called. Mansa Musafadi, not a meme. And holy crap, the victory screen is fast now. About time Mali got... Wait, whoa, Joe. About time Mali got buffed, but let's not go that far. So yeah, apparently this is a series. Does someone have a link to the draft then? I didn't realize it was a series. Let me double check if we're coming in midway or if that's game 1. Oh, that's game 2. 1-1 then. Nice. Guess we'll switch to this scene then. Oof. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever in tournament play, it is the Jin Dynasty. From the Yufei Legacy update, we finally get to see them in pros' hands in a tournament series, best of 5, and Anatan is going to be the one wielding them in the yellow. On the other side, Numidan takes to the field as the Greeks. It's Macedonian time here in Highview to see what's better, east or west, to be best. Jin Dynasty, for those that have not seen it, have not been doing well so far. Maybe Anatan has discovered something creative and effective, but every single game of the ladder that I've cast to this Civ has been a flop, dead, and die. It's time for someone to change something, and maybe Anno's going to be one to do it. It's a fun civ as well. The idea of there's few differences at the start. The amount of villages which are wholly unique in their function. The reindeer beginning to give you that extra food injection. This is a civ that takes a dip in the river of greed and then decides to jump in butt naked. Everything I've seen about the civ so far has been driven by this idea of getting more resources. Full stop. Although RTSs are usually dominated by that idea, usually there's a balance of macro and micro, aggression and economy. So far, I've yet to see a single Jin player playing feudal aggression. On the other hand, this civ tends to play all aggression. Macedonians is pretty much the epitome of attacking. They don't tend to go towards eco build. Instead, they always go towards this. Even with the nerfs, Imperial Hippodrome is most definitely still the go-to place for Macedonians. Jin, remember, do have a lot less villages. This is not because Anatan is a noob and has missed production time on his town center. It's because these unique mounted villages take almost twice as long to produce than standard villages, but for good reason. They move faster, they gather insanely faster, they give 120% quicker, in fact, and they build faster too. And we are going to get Flower Pagoda coming through. Is this going to be 2 TC? It is indeed. Anno already moving out towards the stone. So we can put predictions up if I got a mod in chat, by the way. Flower Pagoda, remember, is the economical landmark for Jin. It allows you to buff a small area and increase the gathering rate of all villages in that area by 25%. Has anyone tested if that works in team games, by the way? I would be very curious towards whether that works in team games, because that could be kind of nuts. Yeah, I'm getting naughty ideas there, actually. That would be pretty sick. Because, you know, you could basically... Some maps, you have a situation where you're gathering the same gold as each other. Horses are eating the stone? Of course they are. They're working hard. They actually really do. This is like the pigs that sniff out truffles. Like, oh yeah, that rock there, that rock, yeah, that one's really good. That's why they gather quicker. Sniffer horses to tell them which stones are worth harvesting to get the best quality structures. Ah, genius. They do the same over here, right? Yeah, look. He's sniffing out the foundations of where it would be good to build. So Flower Pagoda almost complete. We're going for a 5-minute TC timing here. Remember, town centers just got buffed. They cost 50 less stone. He's over-gathering stone a little bit, though. Yeah, 3 on stone compared to 4 on wood. It's going to lead to a little bit of miscuing here. So we'll start to pull back now. Just needs to gather up a bit more wood. Other side of this, we haven't talked much about Numidon. He's come for the corner, dear. That's kind of cool. A few villagers, not too many. So he's got 4 workers hiding in the corner. That'll keep them there for a long time. And then afterwards, he can always set them up in the gold. So not a bad idea at all, actually, out of Nemu. Great switch by the Swede. And now, Anno, where are we placing this TC? Here. Oh. I'm going to be Homer. Oh. That's dirty. Look at the deers. Double deer, 1 screen, gold. And you're starting tree line not too far away. I mean, security-wise, this isn't too exposed. He's probably going to want to have to add in spears quite quickly, because Numu could try to harass this with just raw horseman spam. The question is, does he want to gamble on a horseman push? Usually, most Macedonian players will poke and prod, but they don't often want to immediately hard commit to mass horsemen. Especially considering that spearmen are recently buffed, right? They're a lot harder to bait, a lot better at bracing. I mean, the brace changes more towards knights, but can sometimes be impactful here too. Yeah, he brought a 5th. Okay, so he brings out enough for an outpost later. That makes sense. I'm assuming that Anatan just wants to go H3 here. Apologies, the UI is broken. We cannot swap Dano's view. We have got the grassland post coming in. Remember, you can build grasslands on these locations. The grasslands spawn horses over time, which increases the health of all pony units, but also can be used to insta-spawn pony units. Not really going to be a priority here. You don't really want to play pony into Macedonian ponies. They're just better. But it looks like Numu is going for that castle build. You can see he stopped at the 2 horsemen. Yeah, my concern is, like, you're not going to be that fast. We're 6 minutes in. This TC's been up for, like, a whole minute by now. It's actually insane. Did someone clock the exact time? I'm guessing it was, like, 5:10 for Town Center Online. Like, it's so fast. How are you meant to stop that unless you're a Dark Aging Civ? Macedonians can Dark Age. They just don't tend to do it anymore. It just feels a lot better to get Hippodrome online, because if you play long Dark Age, that's longer you're going without your champions, which sucks. And we do have the buff here. Look at the gathering rate. They move fast. They gather fast. God damn. Like, no wonder we're getting such rapid timings into 2TC Fast Castle with gathering rates like that. And by the way, I think, did he even tier 1 it? He didn't. That's tier 0. He didn't actually build a mill. He hasn't upgraded his hunting tech at all. Ships coming out. I know we'll have to walk away. These are just standard villages. Does end up minusing 1 there. Numenor almost ready to pull the trigger on a castle play. But I know losing track of the workers a little bit. The body block the move. Succinct movement there from Numu. Gets the blocker. Does cost him a stab, but worth it for another worker kill. And we are getting the outpost now, dude. Oh, this almost feels cheesy, man. It's so good. So the thing that you can do as Jin is in your outposts, your castles, and actually your town centers if you do the right landmark, which I think you will, is you can spawn defenders. There'll be horseback, heavy cavalry that defend near your base. And that's what he's going for here, right? Like, I know you'll see it when it comes up here. It's really very reasonable in pricing, too. Right there. The Mengen Muka. He's actually going to be going hand cannon slits, interesting enough. But, like, this would only be 100 gold, 50 stone. You do need to be castle age first, which is not quite there yet. But the interesting thing is that just because you choose hand cannon slits, you can still also go for the Muka emplacement to get the free units. And it is going to be that one. Dragon Pavilion is the one that allows your town centers to spawn those horseback defenders for free. A little bit of poke in here. He's got the hand cannon slit, remember, and he can just quickly garrison. He needs to be careful with those more pricey mounted villages, but much harder to kill. Nimu does age up first. We'll be able to start rapidly producing into Ridari. Double champion onto the tree line, still proving a nuisance, but Nimu has been keeping a few people on the sheep, so he has garrison force. Tech up complete. Dragon Pavilion there. Other cool thing, you're able to get your emissaries now. They're an age-free unlock. If you get these up and move out to the trade post, you can generate a lot of food over time. And the cool thing about this landmark, as you're seeing there, it only costs 100 gold. These are normally 150 to build the emissaries, but you get 33% off on them. And he already has one. Or rather, should have one soon. He should already... Oh, he's already... There we go. I lost track of him. Oops, though. Timing not that great. I gotta see the bribes, man. I mean, it's quite pricey, but like, if you... I actually think bribe is pretty high value against the champions. So bribe is an ability that the Jin get on their emissaries that allows them to force units to fight the nearest unit to them, whether it's yours or theirs. Which is pretty sick with things like the Hippodrome Horseman. I guess the challenge is like Numenor could just drag the horsemen into your villages and then run away. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to do it. War Elephant bribe in a cavalry fight? Yeah, but like okay, so the thing about War Elephants you've got to be careful of there is they're slow. Like the negative of bribe is that you can be kited. So you want to choose something that can actually chase or is ranged, right? Like bribe, I don't know if you can bribe a catapult, but like bribing a catapult doesn't sound very good. They fix the UI collected resources? Probably not. I don't even look at it half the time. Even convert an elephant? Haven't seen anyone try. Can neutralize up to a maximum of 750 resources worth of enemy units. War elephants are more, right? So you're capped at 750. But like, you can get a gilded knight as an example, though. Now you start to like this feels like another situation where Civ equal counter to Order the Dragon because of that detail. War elephants, I think war elephants are 750 unless they nerf them again. Tower elephants are 1,000 still, right? Let me double check. It might be 800 on war elephants. No, they're 750. So you could convert a war elephant. This just feels wasteful though. It's the second time this has happened to Anno. If he double produces, it's different, but he keeps producing one emissary and expecting the outcome to be different. Definition of insanity. But that one actually cost him. The first one was for free, obviously. Anno is prepping crossbows. Economically, he should eclipse Numenor pretty fast now. Keep bribe vills? I don't know. I haven't tested that. I would assume you can only bribe military units. But maybe I'm wrong. The good thing for Numadon, by the way, is like Anno is spread a bit wide with those TCs. He went a little bit looser. Thing that is tricky is going to be the Muka emplacements. The Muka emplacements are a really big problem here. Because remember, as soon as you get near, it's going to spawn in knights to kind of body block you and harass you and prevent you from getting on top of workers. Makes raids a lot more complicated to pull off. Doesn't work on vills? That would make sense though, right? Like, I think it would be a bit cheesy if you could bribe workers to just shiv out on a tree line. Because I'd have to double check. Do town centers and things shoot the bribed worker, the bribed unit rather? Because that would, if they do, that would be a very big reason as to why you cannot bribe workers. Because it would just be cheesy. You pay 125 gold to have one of the workers insta-killed by a TC. Emissary should throw coins like projectiles. Dude, at this point, you, like, I feel like you just want to go play some Pokemon with Mew. Not Mew. With Meow. Are you just one of those people in Final Fantasy that just basically went full Gil throw builds? And like every time he throws the coins in game, he should be saying it as well, like gold, 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 gold. Just get Gil bombs. So these are the defenders we talked about. They chase for so long. Like that's the look at this. That's the radius. They basically harass to the edge of your screen, past the edge of your screen from TC center. That's so many. So 3 from the town center, you get 5 from the Dragon Pavilion. Okay, who else is already contemplating a Dragon Pavilion rush in the enemy base? No, I shouldn't say that. But like, kind of, come on. With the right spawn, you actually, like, you kind of could. Because remember, you build faster with these amount of villages anyway, the harder to kill. You have any control of the defenders? I don't think so. Pretty sure they're automated. Like, basically, there'll be someone in range they'll attack. So they're kind of stupid. But it's a unit for free. What do you want, you know? You don't get close. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, with the right type of map, like, say, Hill and Dale, you find the gold, and they find the woodline next to each other. You Dragon Pavilion rush, right? Like, there's certain maps where I think it could be super effective. Straight up walk over prairie. Nice raid in. Defenders, gonna be a little bit of a nuisance. You don't really want to waste time on them because even if you kill them, they'll respawn down the line. So it just feels like you're wasting HP. Like, you know when we talk about fighting versus healing being bad because if you don't kill, then they heal and you don't? It's like that. Because now the Muka defenders go back inside and when they come out, they're gonna be fresh, they're ready to fight again, and rinse and repeat. Has someone checked, by the way? They do heal when they're inside, I assume. I'd have to double check that. But even if they die eventually, the point is they will be replaced. Stables getting set up behind this. Mate, they're so beefy. Wait, are they bigger than standard stables? I'm pretty sure they are. They're much bigger, right? They're like 1.5 times the size. So war stables coming through. Oh yeah, I forgot that traders can use them to trade with. Remember, like, you don't have... I mean, you don't have an archery range, really. You've got a machine workshop for your archer type, but it's very different with this civ. What's he looking for? I imagine some Iron Pagoda and Horseman? Yeah, Horseman being queued. Numenon's looking really strong right now, guys. Like, 20 Ridari can beat 20 spears easily. The archers are there to deal with the crossbows. Economically, he is up, yes. But like right now, Numenor militarily is pretty scary. But this is where Dragon Pavilion is probably going to be full meta for I don't even know how long, most of the time with this civ. I think the only way you go the other landmark at this rate is if you fast castle 1 TC. Because the other landmark choice is a monastery. But when you do 2 TC like this, like just having all of those free defenders is insane. Like, if he didn't have that, Numenor would just be diving in religiously, like non-stop religiously, right? Because he'll trade unit for unit that's temporary. Remember, that's what it always comes down to, is like, with these defenders, it is a free and exploitable replenishing resource for Jin. And it does sound like a strong thing, right? But I think they kind of need it. And the other thing is, if you see this happening, just fight where they're not. Reminder, the Muka defenders do get buffed by all these grasslands. So you see they got extra health. They also receive blacksmith decks. See, it feels like it's supposed to be played as turtle. Yeah, and I hate that because my feeling is that every Chinese civ has been designed that way, and I'm not a fan. Even Shushi, that people thought was a more aggressive civ, we saw it didn't play out that way, eventually had waves. But if you look at the core design of even Shushi, with all of the Imperial Age cavalry units they unlock, which, to be honest, is their unique identity as a Chinese civ, is cavalry, it's once again Imperial, so it's clearly intended for late. Makes sense? Definitely feels like every Chinese civ just gets designed the same way. Not the same to play, but the same overarching goal, which is I want to be late game. We've got the horsemen now rotating, but this is an all-in from Numu. Not the horses! No! Run, Silva, run! No, they're not going anywhere. Menken defenders. This is what I mean, like they're automated, so you see what I mean? They're really good when you've got similar sizing, but then they suck. When you're outnumbered, they suck because they will not stop attacking, they will not leave, and once they're dead, they take ages to replenish. So this is the trade-off, this is the negative of these. And oh my god, the hero siphons do it. He intentionally blocks the spears to buy time. Axe throw mode activated, archers as well. Everything to just blitz through this. The hero siphons on the bird on the farms! Gets maximum damage using Anatan's own base against him. Ridari count has been shorted a little bit. We've got more defenders coming out, more outposts that have been up behind this. Hero Cypher's now hitting onto the town center though. A raid coming through with the horsemen. Villagers are going to have to scramble away. I know, forcing out a time like this is actually big. Numidan does have a military advantage, but now his economy is sleeping. And the Denka defenders, they're back again. I feel like they replenish quicker than you expect, actually. It's kind of nuts. It says 120 seconds, but I think it's meant to be for one defender, right? It seems like it's for more than one. Because he lost all of them out of the Dragon Pavilion. And then he has them again? Am I wrong in this? Or are they, like, misworded it? Because the way it... Oh, no, he didn't repair the TC. Oh, no. All right, TC down. One defender per emplacement. No, but you get a maximum of 3 out of outposts and 5 out of the pavilion. I'm saying, like, is it 120 seconds to replenish one or replenish all? Because that's a big difference. I think, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't it hold a cap of extra? Because, like, even when you're capped out, it still keeps replenishing. Maybe that's what happened there. Because he should not have had 3 more defenders after losing all of them there. Right? I don't think 3 minutes passed in that fight. Oh, sorry, more than 3. I don't think 6 minutes passed. It might be that they build up a backlog, but that's kind of nuts. New Xiangnan Tower seems like it would be good for feudal. Quite possibly. 5 emplacements, so he gets 5 every... Oh, so wait, you mean it's shared between them? So it disperses... Does it disperse a reserve between the buildings? Is that what you're saying? Okay, yeah, so that is really strong with the scaling then. I thought it was independent. Each outpost kind of replenishes itself. That makes it even better. Yeah, okay, like, it's not easy to blitz through then. Oh, he did go for the spear range shot. Yeah, so you have a global deposit of Muka charges, what you're saying. That makes it much better. What the hell? Archer's pushing in. Numinar needs to be careful. The horseman wave coming through here. He's on the march. Radari wave is not really looking that scary anymore. I think Adatan has done it. Oh man, you got to feel bad for Nimu, right? Like, you know, the idea of what Jin wants to do, survival, defensive. Macedonia is all about tempo, aggression, have to keep winning bigger and bigger. Not really the case anymore. He's about to get routed. And I am proud to finally say the 4th game that we have watched of Jin on this DLC will be a win. They're getting closer to the fitty. But it always seems to be about those Muka defenders. What do you guys think about this? I think that the Muka defenders, the free replenishment cavalry, is the one true strong point I've seen of Jin so far and believe in. Have you seen anything else, or do you feel like most strategies are going to be what we saw here? Yeah, that's even better than I thought. I thought independently they replenished. It's no early, but how do I rank Jin? Mid of pack, probably. I don't feel like they're overpowered. I don't feel like they're even necessarily strong. I wouldn't put them like top 5. Like, how many civs we got now? 23, right? Is it 23 already? Yeah. I'd probably put them somewhere in like 11th to 15th. Somewhere in there. Sleeping on their farms, double Gatheringville. No, the farms are actually worse than gathering from other things, though. Because the problem with the farms you have to remember is, like, if you're gathering from a farm, you gather 90% quicker. If you gather from a deer, you gather 120% quicker. And gathering from deer is already inherently better. Like, actually, the better play for Jin in general is Huntables. Because they have 2 tiers to the hunting tech, and they gather 120% faster from that. So actually, the thing that's being slept on so far, because everyone's doing 2TC, no one's doing boar plays. I think this Civ slaps really hard with boar play. It's substantially better than Order the Dragon boar play. And that's like been a pinnacle point for Order the Dragon players, right? Most successful strat only counted by Trebs. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I think it's not necessarily a good thing for the game. It reminds me of, what we were having this discussion recently about? Is, oh yeah, like Tuklak. Tuklak, 2 Castle. I think Tuklak, 2 Castle have the same problem that we're now going to see Jin have, which is like you have to basically siege them down, and it's very unfun. The idea of feudal all-inning those 2 civs can be kind of weird. I mean, technically you can against Jin, but the problem is it's very hard to do because it's similar to English 2TC White Tower, right? It might not be a castle firing at you, but it's a bunch of knights chasing you away. It'll be 8+ knights minimum. 5 from the main thing, from the pavilion, and then 3 from the TC. So you're trying to all-in, your opponent rushes castle, which you can do faster than other civs anyway. All of a sudden, he's thumping you with between 8 and 11 heavy cav units that have already been upgraded on stats. It's really hard to break. Does Vils do more damage? I think the damage is the same. 6 damage, right? So you need to, like, scout pull, but, like, people have already been able to kill a boar with 5 villagers in the past, right? So it's not really that much of a difference. And those villagers do have more health. That is where the risk will lie, is like they have 85 health, so, you know, very expensive to lose even 1. But should be possible. Boar play with plant pot? Exactly. You just flower buff it up, right? And you just, like, remember, you can, like I said, you have 2 tiers to your hunting. Ancestry and then the tradition. It's kind of nuts. I'm pretty sure it applies the 120% gathering buff, and then you apply another 40% from this. Then you apply another 25%, right? Yeesh. That's... I kind of want to shower after hearing that. Gym Pro Scouts? I didn't check that. Do they not have Pro Scouts? Who cares? Don't need Pro Scouts, lol. Alright, Sushi Byzantines. I'm gonna run a minute of ads now, guys. So is it Give You Anxieties running this tournament? Alright, shout out to GUA. I didn't realize this was even happening. So shout out to Give You Anxiety, who... I think the prize pool's at $160 right now. Alright, should be good to go. I was just waiting for them to load in because I need to put it on the right side. So Anno is now up to match point. One and all, welcome back to the channel for your daily dose of Age of Empires 4 action. We are back with two top pros, Anatan and Numidan, facing off in the finals of Give You Anxiety's Cup. Now, this is interesting. Shushi's legacy just got changed. They are not the Civ you once knew. There's new potential on the horizon. Both of their tier 2 landmarks function very differently now. So I'm excited to see what Anatan is cooking with, because that is already somewhat a bit different. Dark Age Rush coming out from Shushi. Used to be we saw a lot of this. In more recent times, feels quite rare, but he is up against Numidan's Byzantines, and with a spawn like that. Numu didn't expect it. He went out under stone. I don't think he was anticipating a Dark Age rush here. That's brutal. I know, just gathering the food necessary to start the push. He gets the scout in. He's probably doing a kind of fist pump right now, up or down. This is great for him. I don't know, man. This is a little bit worrisome. Numu, he'll at least be able to get enough for what? Tier 2, maybe tier 3 systems before he's pulled off of this. But the berry's going to get blocked. He did know this was coming, in fairness. He went for the berries, right? I guess it's worth it if you can get tier 3 stone. But, like, if you were Numidan and you got this spawn, you'd be like, screw you. Like, this is not an enjoyable situation, for sure. It'd be interesting to see Byzantines going for Hippodrome into Shushi as well. Shushi is Civ that can buff their cavalry anyway. Is it going to be an outpost rush? I'd be surprised if it was. I feel like a lot of people have leaned away from outpost rush commitments now and are just more interested in Dark Age Spear Harass to block their opponent. Yeah, like once you have 3 or 4, it should be good enough. He does poke in. Looks like he's moving towards the gold as well. Smart move there because Numidan doing this means he's probably going to be delayed on gathering gold anyway. And looks like he has shifted them off the stone. So tier 2 achieved. And the cool thing is, as he builds in a racks and he builds in a landmark, he will be able to accrue enough stone around probably like 7 minutes to get tier 3 if he can't eat stone directly. Oh, sorry. Do you guys want gamble? Yeah, I'll give you gamble. Who will win? Anatan, Numidan. I mean, Byzantine's definitely no stranger to this type of harassment. It's just kind of annoying overall the way it's played out, right? Like, you know. The way that Anno is splitting, you can see that Numidan is desperate to not commit the Akratoy because you can just walk it off. Usually you want to keep the Akratoy as an oh no button when things really go badly. But because the way this is playing out, like this tickle damage adds up in a big way for down the line. Anatan now just able to block on the gold. Numidan prepping for the tech up now. Anatan should be looking to mirror. But we have to remember, landmark difference now. Meditation Garden functions in a very different way. It's not just extra resource wahoo. It buffs your nearby resources, and then after that, you're able to get extra. Graphics max. Sometimes buildings don't look good. They should definitely look good. We've got max graphics, and we literally have like an insane amount of like encoding going in. And it's going to be Xiangnan. Okay, let's go. For the first time ever, the brand new Xiangnan Tower, guys. This has been buffed now. It functions differently. As you produce more army, you get more army for free. But not like it used to be where you build a building and get a unit for free. It's now, as you bulk up on units built near this thing, it will give you extra armies. This is the first time I'm getting to see this, so I'm pretty excited for it. Anno only has 1 on the Xiangnan, though, which suggests this might be some sort of fast castle build? Huh. Interesting if so. I mean, he's got 4 on gold. He's got 7 on wood. This shouldn't be fast castle. He's definitely got something on mind on the time, though. Kind of OP? Well, I'm going to get to see. Because I don't know how big the armies are that you summon. Basically, you spawn 12 units and you get an army, right? Oh, no, sorry. So you get a maximum of 12 armies. But, like, where's the tiering? I'm assuming it has something on the UI that will tell us. I'm assuming, like, 10 units to get the first army and it's, like, 3 or 4 units big. But this does sound really zergy on paper. Like, 12 armies is a lot of tiers to crack. And if you just keep vomiting out units, just imagine spear spam, for example. Yeah, good thing it doesn't count the backlog, because he already has a few Dark Age units. Merc House is going to be coming in from Numidan. I wonder if he'll go fast castle play here. I mean, he's blocked off the gold as the annoyance. He hasn't tried to repair, which suggests he's not trying to FC. Here you go. Okay, so you choose. Wait, what? You can either get Spearmen and Horsemen, or Chugnu and Palace Guard. And then in Castle, you can get Crossbowmen and Grenadiers. And then finally in Imp, you can get Yuan Raiders and Imperial Guards. And Tier 1, how many units is it? Wait. You get it by producing scouts? Please tell me it's based on resource spend. I mean, he has got pro scouts coming, right? Like, I assume it's based on resource spend. Has anyone tested this? Because if it's based on just raw units built, that's pretty insane. Because you just build cheap tat, right? And he is going to be going for the Palace Guard Chug. And presumably, we're looking at pro scouts, fast castle, and then you just have waves of Palace Guard. Get 8-ish units when I saw it the other day. I think it scales. So the first army is going to be 7. And I think it gets bigger, maybe? We'll see. Based on reason. Okay, thank God. If it was based on just raw entities, you just spam scouts to win the game. Because you could use them to burn down afterwards, and it's just a cheap way of getting stuff. There you go. Horseman's starting to come out. Spearman as well. Numinar marching forward with the Horseman. Good time to try and block the pro scouts, as it is a 4 deer stack. Not great for Anno. You can always pivot to the south side, but that is pretty far out there, and your opponent is playing Horseman. What is the count there? I think it's 16 horsemen to get an army. I mean, what's the rebate on that? Someone want to do the maths? If you're getting like 3 Palace Guard, Chug. So you're getting like 660 resources back for building, did I say 16 horsemen? 660 resources back off of, like what, almost 2,000 resources spent? It's not bad. It's not insane when I say it out loud like that, though. It's no, it's not half the resources, right? That bar moved. I'm pretty sure it moved 1/16 when he built a horseman. Unless it's... Is it a third? Okay, maybe it's less. If it's 12 horsemen to get an army, that's pretty crazy. Less than half, more like 25%. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a crazy, crazy thing, right? You spend 2,000 resources to get about 660 resources back. So that's a little bit over 25. It's like 30, 35%. It's good, but not like insane. I've seen more broken things in the game for sure. The thing that could break it is the timings. Because remember, you're just vomiting extra army straight away. So you're like skipping the scales of army. Think of it the same way you think of Japanese's Imperial Landmark that lets them spawn units. You know the one that accrues tickets? You can get like 40 of them and then spawn 40 hand cannoneers? That's broken in that situation because you just bypass the loss and rebuild of an army to instantly have an army. Similarly here, it's a bit different. Instead of it being you're at pop cap and then resurge, it's that I will build towards pop cap quicker than you mathematically should be able to doing the same thing. Scaling up. We're about to get the army. One more unit. Got baited there by the scout. This horseman should get him here. So he's going. He switched on to the Palace Guard, right? It's Palace Chug. Boom. Profit. Does look crazy with that many units coming out. Yeah, like the thing about this landmark, I kind of shrugged at the range on it sort of thing, because you have to basically be hugging it, right? I don't think it's like the Giga super duper duper busted. Looks like it could be good though. It's kind of funny that after devs got rid of these influence ranges on things like Tower of Victory for Delhi, they're returning to it now for losses. Even though it makes playing these things in late game really crap. Like, super crap. A lot of horsemen here. The problem I'm seeing is like you're massing Tugan Horsemen against Hippodrome Horsemen. That's a bit worrisome, no? Numu just needs to be careful with Lombo positioning. Spears are going to pull back. Uh-oh. Wait. The position. Numu. He pulls across. Remember, he's got Triumph. It's going to buff all of his cavalry units. And Anno lacks Spearmen right now. He didn't want to build him against the Lombos. Lombos that can also pick apart the Palace Guard. And Hippodrome, he activates it. Maybe quite early here. 20 seconds to run with it. Spreads out the line. Lombos, they're going off the Tug. There's a few Spearmen left in there, though. He hasn't... Wait, he didn't target fire them down. Oh, no. Oh, my God. I mean, a few spears can make a difference there. A few extra horsemen going down and Numidan littering the floor dead. Guys, this was without the attack speed buff as well for Anno. He could have stacked his horsemen up even more to offset the Triumph. Didn't care. He just demolished him. I mean, it's pretty damn strong. And someone kind of hit it on the head there. This more armor than Beers. Imagine normal Civ. In fairness, this wasn't your like max level system. I think the thing that set up Anatan really well here was the Dark Age Spearman to block him out and then secure the Pro Scouts into the inflate. But that is a fast game and an intriguing strategy. I still don't know entirely how I feel about Jiangnan. I think there's some other things here that went wrong for Numidan and played right by Anatan. But he's onto something, man. He's cooking. Jiangnan may no longer be a meme. Yo. Jiangnan is a real boy landmark now. Say what? I was not expecting that. What's the hill? I think that's the series over though, right? That's a 3-1 victory. So we back to pub games? Probably. And shout out to GOA. Honestly, I didn't realize until we were halfway through. As this was his tournament. So good lad there. Giving anxiety. $160 prize pool. I'm assuming first place gets like 40% or something like that. Interesting that he set a tournament up literally for the day it dropped though. Wait, did I still have Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. I forgot to get rid of that logo. Yeah, this wasn't EWC. I knew I forgot to do something. I forgot to unload. Anno didn't, though. He unloaded his horseman. Woo! Jeez. Let's see. What's MSN up to? God, am I the only one who kind of hates that Sunken Lands is on the ladder again? I never liked the map that much. I feel like I wanted the other map more, but like it obviously had some fundamental flaws in the way it was designed in the Pro Scout meta. I forget the name of it, the other one. You guys remember the other one? That had loads of deer in the corner? Or to the sides of your base? Alright, let's check in. It's time to stress test this puppy. What and all, welcome back to the channel. It's Jin Dynasty time. We're checking in with a brand new Civ. It faces off against Ottomans, one of the peak creme de la creme picks of pro play right now. MSN, aspiring player, handing off with it in the blue. Creator, the #1 ranked player out of Japan, is going to be playing as Jin in the orange. Remember, this is a Civ that tends to focus around economy. We're going to do 2x speed just for the Dark Age as we explain a few things. These amount of villages are insane on gathering rate. You can see right there. They are so fast, and they're pretty much your #1 priority. The interesting part is that does mean that Jin tends to be a little bit slower in teching because you want to get so much gold to build these, but it proves to be worthwhile. Like, they're very hard to kill with Dark Age rushes, has kind of been my instinct, because they could just rush gold and then pull off if necessary. The interesting part is that Ottoman's a Civ that you would think to do Dark Age rushing is not doing it at all. And reminder, Ottomans just received a bunch of changes too. They now have a Kinji as less of a meme and more as a strategy. And the Anatolian Hills got moved to tier 2. So I have to see if he parties hard here. Military school is going to be coming through. And Creator, I wonder, are we going to be getting a 2TC build? Also, correct. What is up with these spawns? This has to be a 2TC, right? That's disgusting. What? Double deer gold on one location. I mean, like, this is a great TC location. It's also a great Dark Age rush location. He's going to be going Pashla Pagoda because Pagoda increases the gathering rate of villages in a small area. Whereas Great Pasture leans more towards the idea of attacking and fighting, which most gym players haven't willingly been doing so far. Yeah, it's been a little bit weird. But no switch on the stone. So it looks like Creator's either going for a fast castle build or he's going to be attacking. Love to see this. Kind of already getting bored of just everyone doing the 2 TC build. It is indeed looking like the strongest option. You only find a stronger option by experiment. MSM, just with a standard Madrasa. You're a Jin player? Is that like a padding excuse for the losses on the ladder, or is there a serious strategy breaking Chin moment here? And that's the thing, like this spear showing up would have been great if this was 2 TC. We can see it most definitely is not. Mountain Village is just gonna pull away. Honestly, I think they need to change the spears they have by default because they really do look like weird they look like horsemen. This is kind of a problem. It's very baiting. Has anyone else noticed that? Like the visual indicators for mounted villages is kind of off. You could get baited easily into thinking you're attacking horsemen with these things. It's like he's gonna be setting up grasslands. Yo, he's going for a tribesman strat? So remember, the Mohead tribesmen are more expensive archers, but they're archers on horseback. You pay 95 resource instead of 80. It's not much difference. But what these things do really well, see by the bonus damage, they snipe spearmen easy peasy. What's ballsy about this is the fact that he's doing it against Ottomans that have the best light cavalry in the game, but I think it's intentional. Look at what he's following this up with. It's a bait and switch. Iron Pagoda afterwards. The Iron Pagoda are a little bit like Keshik stat-wise without the healing. I say Keshik stat-wise, they're actually a lot more tanky, really. And they need to be for what they cost. They're 265 resources. It's insanely expensive. But bulky boys, right? They have more health than knights. I think knights were 190 in feudal. These guys are 200. And they have 4 melee armor. They're actually really tanky. Damage is balanced appropriately, though, right? Only 16 damage, 24 on the charge. Actually, wait, no. Isn't that standard knight damage now? No, it's 2 less, I want to say. Chat, check me on this. I'm pretty sure it's 2 less damage than standard knight. Knight, AoE 4. I gotta check this. Am I wrong? Are they standard damage? 19. Okay, yeah, it's even higher. 19 is the standard knight. So they are weaker on damage, but tankier is the trade-off. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of... Like, the weird thing is we literally just had the devs nerf Golden Horde because people don't know how to deal with Torgud. And then they added this. Isn't this just Torgud but worse? Or by worse, I mean better. They're more spammable. Statistically, they're a little bit better. I don't know. It's very interesting. I think like this is the unit that I've seen out of Jin so far that's looked like his best unit. Usually it's because they build him out of outposts, but here's been done differently. Oh, and he did just insta-spawn. Remember, the other thing is you can use these horsemen that accrue here, or these horses rather, to insta-spawn whatever you got queued in. I mean, it's cheaper as well. Like, that's the other big thing. You either pay 265 or you pay 240. Like, this is the way you play Pagoda. Because now, it's the cost of a standard knight. Okay, MSN, he's already under pressure, man. I love this out of Creator. It's a creative build. We have got the Imam defense strat. The Mohead tribesmen are starting to scale up here. Now, note, they do have less health than standard archers, which is a little bit problematic. Spears are getting sniped down, which means he can't hang around. He's going to take out the military school. Okay, I love Creator's approach, man. He's always such an entertaining player to watch. He plays so differently to what everyone else is doing at any given stage on the ladder. Like that shift away. Didn't really lose any time because the wind up on a new attack. Gonna go for the funnel shun. He's gonna get it, right? Yep. Military school down. Expensive loss there for MSN. That is just 250 down the drain. So Ram already paid for itself, basically. And Creator's still going to be ramping up pressure. I wonder if he goes for the Steeled Arrow. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's worth it because of the Sipahi. In the Sipahi. I'm going to press this back. Ram's going to go down. The healers are still a problem. Kuman's confirmed. Oh, no. Well, I mean, the irony is that a lot of people don't think these are very strong right now. And Kuman's was statistically one of the most broken civs in Age of Empires 2 history on release, right? So, I don't know about that one, dog. What's up, MSN? Oh yeah, dude. Creator's got me curious. I mean, Ottoman's still very stronger. And also, wait, he done a Ford Machine Workshop? No. Oh my god. Wait, why though? Because bed crossbows are mainly for dealing with melee infantry, and you already have the archers for that. Oh no, so the ram wasn't. Oh yeah, that's right. I forget you can build this in feudal and get the ram. So he didn't get siege engineering. Right, got it. That makes more sense. Oh, the pagodas. I mean, they look strong initially. But it's the healing, man. He's never sniping those imams, and the ranged armor just makes them all the more meaningful. 4 damage? They're losing 25% damage. It could be 50% gone if he just gets the undermesh as well on Ottomans. This is depressing. Cool idea from Creator, but I think Creator has been crushed. Maybe not the right civ to try and play hard like this, but I love the Ford Machine Workshop idea. That was the other thing I think he was gunning with, is look right there, siege repairs. It's a unique thing to this civ they get around all their workshops. You heal nearby siege. Pretty creative out of him. The idea that you could just bring... Oh, what do you call that? That you could just basically pull injured rams back and not need to pull a villager forward to keep them going. Yeah, he's cooking, but at this point he's good. He's just not countering the healing. This is just kind of depressing to watch. GG. Ottoman's still good. Well, I'm a bit heartbroken. I was looking forward to something different. I mean, it was a different strat, but the outcome was still the same. Jin just keeps losing. Anatan, the only one who can win with Jin so far. That was the last game of the series, right? Yeah. Just wasn't sure because he was browsing. I don't know. I don't think... Like, I think Jin's intriguing in some ways. Like, someone was saying they're boring earlier, but then I see things... Like, this is the thing. I think that this is confirmation bias because the players who've been watching have been playing it in a perceived boring way. Which is basically the way that most top pros play every civ we've seen when they release. Which is their first instinct is to build like 2TC or fast castle to see what the civ can do. And then they start to wind it back and work in reverse sort of thing, right? Like, most players don't do the early age and expand the strategies into the later age, if that makes sense. I feel like when you get a new civ, most players just want to have a good economy to start with to then experiment with things in the game. But where Creator is very different to like the other pros we've been watching, Creator is just going to hone in on a specific detail. Like there, it was the Ford Siege Workshop, and he's just going to go for it. Like it kind of reminds me of when people would just play like StarCraft and try to discover the cheeses, you know? Request a game to cast? Maybe. What game are we talking about? If you're like, hey, can you cast my pub game? Maybe not. Would need a very sexy reason to be indulging that. Who's Gully against? You can always ask. Poppy Poor against Gully. I mean, H3 received a few tweaks, right? I don't think you see men at arms this game, though. God, this... Wait, why is this map in? BC versus MS on the Holy Island. When did that happen? Because it might not be on the main server. Probably isn't. Also, if it's pre-patch, I'm gonna be real, usually people just don't care when it's pre-patch, sadly. Alright, I don't know how this map ended up back in the game. It's time for Wasteland. I had to double check his name because I can't remember it. We've got Gully versus Poppy Paw here. Poppy Paw in the purple playing as David Kim account as Ottomans, going up against Gully on the HRE. At first, I was like, hey, Men at Arms just got buffed. We're going to see them coming out, right? Do you ever want a Men at Arms against Ottomans? We're going to find out. Get used to this map. You're going to be seeing it on the ladder a lot. And I don't think any players are necessarily going to be happy about that. Wasteland, from what I recall, was not a popular addition to the game. So for those that have not seen this map before, a lot of food in the center. Boars, berries up the wazoo. And you start on the edge of the map, surrounded by these tiny tree lines. Very safe, very secure. Very hard to rush, I feel like, most of the time. You even start with an 8k vein in town center range to the extreme that it makes prairie look small. Kind of crazy. And then the deer spawns behind. Like, there's just so much food on this map. I mean, the good news is Pro Scouts is dead, right? So at least we don't have to deal with that. But if it wasn't, sheesh. 36 deer? No, more than that. I think this is a 46 deer map. I don't know what was up with the devs. It's like they were cooking these ideas for map designs. And then basically by the time they actually got them out with the DLC they brought them out with, they didn't realize we were in a Pro Scout meta. Because, like, remember, they would have been designing these maps months in advance. Years in advance, even. So by the time they were ready to release these maps, they unfortunately had the issue of they released a bunch of heavy deer maps when Pro Scouts was the biggest plague imaginable. So let's see what the boys are going to be up to. We're going to do a little bit of fast forward here. Puckball, going to be going from Minaret Madrasa. Here's mine work. So are we getting Fast Castle? Fast Castle Knights, probably. I don't know if you Burgrave here. Men-at-Arms did just recently get buffed, and Gully Deckle is something of a Men-at-Arms enjoyer. Problem, though? Like I said, do you really want to be building those against Ottomans? Ottomans that get extra melee armor. They can just kind of supply cheese you up. And we are going to be seeing him move out towards the board. So nicely played there. Gully pulls the Prelate. Does need to build the mill. Remember, you drop off any resource type when you build drop-off building. So that's how he gets the stone there. And that gives him what he needs for the emplacement on the outpost. Good read there. On the other side of this, it looks like Puppy Paw is prepping for the military schools. Oh, whoops. I forgot to pay out on the previous prediction, didn't I? Probably won't set one up on this. The mine work with one into Knights makes a lot of sense. Your opponent wouldn't be able to get into Janissaries that quickly. The alternative is just a classic Burgrave. I think it comes down to the amount of food he has, though. He's got 14 sheep in total on the pull. That was pretty good. He's got lots of food nearby. Like, everything in my brain keeps saying this is a great map for Burgrave, KP. Why would you not Burgrave? But then on the flip side, I just go to the fort like it's against Ottomans. Okay, no, he's gonna do it. He can Burgrave now. It's 2TC Ottomans. Oh my. I think that changes everything. There is maybe a way that Puppy Paw doesn't care about Burgrave, and that's if he rushes extensive fortifications for the crossbow emplacements in all his buildings. But, like, he's not even got Vizier Point 1 yet. Alright, I'm wrong. It's Regnitz. I just want some meta-arms action, you know? I can't believe I'm asking for it this much. I guess he's scoured it out, and, like, Burgrave is kind of a gamble, whereas Regnitz is just safe economy. Look at all the relic placements. It's all central. There's nothing to stop him just absorbing all of this. And it's really good with the minework build in particular, because minework means that you've been building extra prelates. So by the time you go age 3, you can see he already has 3 monks to go fishing. Puppy Paw not to be outdone, though. You guys see what he's got coming? Wait, dude, can we not afford animations now? Akinji! These are the double shot horse archers. Pretty cool idea up against prelates. Something that can just kite and shoot them down over time. And oh, he finds one straight away. He finds one straight away. He finds one straight away. He can't hit me. All right. He does not find one straight away. Meanwhile, his opponent finds 2 relics straight away. Seem to be more. That's already 3 relics on the way home. Sheesh. All right, Gully is farming up a storm. What's the Akinji even doing? Like, where's he going? Dude just went out for a stroll, completely ignored the weed guy in the bathrobes, walking an enemy. Okay, he finds him on their turn. God bless. So that's going to be 1 prelate denied, but that's still going to be 2 more relics coming home. And they were tight ones, right? He can get the 3rd here too, which I assume he has indeed scouted. So it feels like a free relic game at least for Gully. Puppy Paw is not slowing down. Purple is just going mass Akinji. All right. Anyone who's been begging for horse archers, this game is for you, basically. Knights are being queued up, though. Remember, Akinji, okay damage, but the problem here is barded armor means you're going to be doing 1 damage per shot. Yeah, this is going to be pretty rough, actually. Does he have double stables? He has single. He's got a lot of extra food gold. Kind of feels like this is a double stables economy. First Knight's going to be coming out. Village is being targeted instead. Tries to tank with the Scout, but Gully already right-clicked onto him, so we'll just keep chasing. And Barded Armor is coming in just 10 seconds. At which point, you are doing 2 damage per Akinji. Might get the kill before it comes in, though. Nah, a little bit late. Still low enough. Gully will be microing away, because remember, he's now got prelates at home. It's all about efficiency here. He just wants to save as many as he can early on. Can we just stop leading them north, please, actually? That's kind of causing a problem. Wait, why did he stop? Was that pathing? He just stopped moving for a second there. New Knight's coming out. Prelate's going to get harassed by an Akinji. Does get found again. We're up to 14 Akinji already? There are 160 resources each. This is kind of crazy. I do wonder if he could have just done Horsemen instead, because Horsemen with all pikes and ranged armor, almost just as effective, right? Then again, he did already hoover up the boar, so maybe his worry was that he wouldn't have enough food. Because Horseman is food heavy, whereas Knights balances it, and you've just got Regnit's gold, so you want to use your gold, right? Even getting Inspired Warriors. So we're basically playing this full Order of the Dragon style, which is pretty fun. Prelate, we'll just yoink that relic. That's third one. Other two a little bit more tricky. Puppy Paw can't like the idea of playing Age too much longer, right? I mean, if he just gets a ride bar like this. He's moving in now. Workers. Easy pickings. Wants to be careful. Akinji, glass cannons. He's actually trying to contest the Knights, but good micro. Gully gets away just in time. Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of what Puppy Paw was cooking with there, but now that he's being contested by Knights, this gets scary. It's soon going to be double-digit Knights. Reminder, you're paying 2/3 of the cost of Knight for these things. They are nowhere near as good. It's just going to get over. Oh, he got extensive fortifications. Let's go. So, guys, every garrison spot gets +3 damage against heavily armored units. That's really important up against the extra armor your opponent's got here. Gully's only going to find out one way, and that is if he dives in, rather. Yeah, I don't know about... If it was a few hours ago, it might have been on the test server that Beastie and MSM played early on. In which case, I'd have to download the other version of the game. Why is Gully not doing Horseman? Once again, it's the food. Think about the food. Limited food access. Knights, when you've got lots of gold, you've got an 8k gold in your base, and you've got relics. Economically, it makes more sense. I'm there with your encounter unit type. I get where you're going with Horsemen, but like you have more limited runway, and you will just end up not using your gold. Whereas Knights are going to be great against practically anything at this stage, and much better at raiding like this. Gets around the back. And needs to clap down a few. Oh no, he's going to kill me in 3 minutes. What will I do? Gully just prepping for Imperial. He's not even bringing the extra Knights in, is he? No, he's scouting the sides. We've got 4th Relic on the way home. Cha-ching. Puppy Paw is now saving for attack. But Gully, it kind of feels like he's going to get Imperial for free here. Yeah, Stone Gathering as well, so he should be able to go Spring Emplacement. Spring was very hard to dive. There's a Akinji dying 2 hits to Spring Emplacements. I'll be 2 hits when he Relic garrisons, which is what you'd assume he'd do there. Now the walls for the corner. I mean, if he plops this right, he can drop a Swabia back here and just spam in the corner safely. The question now is, are 30 Akinji good when they reach Castle Age? In the right situation. HRE may be one of like the curses for you though, because of all the static emplacements. The static emplacements just melt for you. Oh, he's cooking. Istanbul Imperial Palace. It just got buffed. Used to be you got 3 extra Vizier points. Now it's 4. On top of that, you do still get that double XP rate. So this now means that you can go for example, Advanced Academies, Pax Ottomana, Great Bombard, and then slot in something extra like Siege Cruise or the Janissary Company. Even, well, obviously military campers back here as well. And this is ladder, yes. I'm going to speed up a bit, actually. Because we're just getting Schwabier anyway. Oh. Are we going mass speed? Wait, Spears just got buffed, guys, in Imperial. This is actually pretty Giga Brain from Gully. So now you get extra movement speed when you go Imperial, right? It's meant to be 1.3 instead of the 1.25, but because you have marching drills, it's even higher for HRE. It's really smart of him. Now, you do have to get the elite tech for that, but he'll be rushing towards it anyway. That's pretty sick. Mass elite spearman with mine work as well, which means he can also get all pikes tech. Another funny thing here, or depressing thing for Akinji, they do have decent damage, but they don't get bonus against spears. So it's like, compared to building archers, it doesn't feel as good. 8k gold on the main TC, what a great map. Prairie has this too. The Prairie's better balanced because of the choices you make around it. Might dive in, nicely played. Strike some down. And it's not even just the gold. Let's be totally real. There's way too much food on this map too. Too much safe food anyway. I don't mind the concept of like the central foods as much, but like look at this. Here. Like it's very weird on a map like this where it's trying to tell you all this food in the center, but then if you go in any direction, there's food. Like those memes where it's like the guy discovers there's gold in a place, like, oh, you think that's valuable? We use that as paperweights. Got a few Janissaries queued up by Puppy. But Spear Elite upgrade should be queued soon, right? There we go, just queued it. Minute away from Spearman being god tier. They're already at 1.38. They should go up to, I think it's 1. Is it 1.42 or 1.45? We're trying to mirror Spears, but obviously his is going to be inferior in comparison. Easy safe gather in the back. Farm's starting to come in as well. And remember that eco lead that Puppet Balls worked so hard for is just going to melt to Schwabia. The other interesting thing is the 5 relics. It's Regnants after all. 800 passive gold a minute. Even without the 8k gold, he's fine. Being chilling. Speed this up a bit. We're in a little bit of an impasse, shall we say. More prelate spam coming in. Elite army tactics, all pikes, the whole kit and caboodle. And guys, these spearmen, they now move at 1.43 movement speed. That's without charging, by the way. They will run faster than Akinji when they charge. I can't. That's nuts. Then you've got all pikes. Then you've got the Inspired Warriors buff. They're at 16 damage pre-EIT. And they've still got 2 melee techs. All right. H3 Elite Spearman may be back. Castle coming up now. Istanbul Observatory on the way. So despite the changes, surprise, surprise, people still like passive army. Is he... Wait, is he just... He is. All right, guys. We're getting only Akinji this game. He accidentally queued a few Janissaries, but he's fixed that since. He did also go Pax Ottomana, so villager production speed did get increased. Little Night Raid on the flanks. Crossbow emplacements not clearing it that fast, actually. Puppet will pull away now. No, he gets his shivs out instead. Akinji to the rescue. Guys, I don't know about this. Guys. Okay, he does get close enough. That's good. You want to draw fire onto you instead. But he just lost the worker lead, right? Because after this, you're going to get clipped by Schwabia. And behind this, a quadrillion spears are coming. That now do 20 damage with Inspired Warriors buff. And have 4 ranged armor. Which is basically offsetting, at this stage, almost a third of your damage with Akinji. I don't want to look. Guys, it's okay. This is like an anime hero moment. It's not about what the stats say. It's just you've got to believe. You believe enough. Keep guys, pray to believe. Actualize it. Need some I need some anime waifu levels of emotes in chats. Expose yourselves. You got IARs, you use them. Spears into archers? Yeah, but they're not like standard archers. They're cavalry archers. And there's going to be a lot of them. Like, a lot. And at the end of the day, Akinji are still glass cannons. Also, when you scale mass horse archers, it starts to get very hard to fight efficiently because your formation's too big. So you always get clipped. Gully would benefit from doing something with his gold, though. Like, this is... You know what it is? Gully, he's just a little 10-year-old kiddo. He knows that university is not getting cheaper. So he started to just, like, Swiss bank account his way to being able to afford tuition later on in life. It's very smart, actually. Like, actually, just meta arms here isn't the worst of ideas, right? You just get kited, I guess. Maybe just go back to knights? Oh, Gully, no. Wait, whoa. Honey, boo-boo, where are we going? Also, 15 villagers for a boar. I think he's trying to go double boar. All right, spears have finally stopped sleeping. Watch how quickly they charge. 1.77. They fast. Janissaries, not a great front line. All right. Ignore what I said. Look at them standing their ground. Spear beats gun. Now, there's a lot of dead people right now, but that's fine because we've got more people. Have you guys ever looked at the population of Germany? It's big. There's a lot of humping that happens, clearly. I mean, like... Breeding Central. How many millions now? Are they the most populated country in Europe? I think they might be. That's okay. That's baby boomer wave gone. Now we move on to, like... we move on to the millennials. And then after that, we've got, like, Zoomer. We've got Gen A, Gen B... Gen Y, we got all the gens. Turkey has more? But Turkey, correct me if I'm wrong, most of Turkey is not located in what is categorized as Europe, right? Is Asia, I can't remember, is Asia Minor considered part of Europe? Geography question. So technically. Oh my god, there's just so many spears. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that Fitzy here has returned to Age of Empires 4. Das Spears, yeah? Germany equal Turkey anyway? That's true, there is a lot of delicious Turkish kebab shops in Germany. I can confirm. Personally sample. More Kinji than Spears? Yeah, but will it stay that way for like... Oh, hold on. Black Riders, that's actually very smart for Gully. Guys, Black Riders benefits from that tech that the Knights got, the Barded Armor. It affects Black Riders as well. They already have good base armor. He's just inflating it now to offset a big chunk of the damage. While not being the unit that should be hit first. Does, however, need more castles. He can only afford 5 of them right now. He's keeping hand cannons 2, which can get kited. I think for Gully, the idea is just to have so much infrastructure, you just ooga booga A-click. Incinerar is coming in pretty clutch here, by the way. Decent kill speed, actually. You gotta remember, it's a first attack. You do a little bit more damage than a standard archer. Both these civs have a lot of population, right? We've basically chosen the two most densely populated countries in Europe to fight. With Zerg. 64 kids. Gully needs to lose units. He's got 16 hand cannoneers in queue now. Good lord. Someone die. Spears are flanking around. What we got coming in? I think it's going to be great bombard strats now against mass spears. Okay, yeah, I think Puppet Boy has this. I like the idea from Gully at first, but he's just not... It's reached critical mass is the problem. Maybe if it was mass horsemen now? But do you ever want to build a horseman against Ottomans? Isn't that just death? Even just 10 Janissaries wipes the floor with you. I mean, hand cannoneers would be the way. He just needs time. I'm not sure if he's going to get it. Well, look what you done, Fresh Patch. You returned us to 1 unit compositions. Golf clappers. We back. Wouldn't mass archers be good? Mass archers statistically perform worse than the trade-off is meant to be archers are cheaper. But we can see that isn't the problem here. Like, cheap crap has tried to beat this. It doesn't even put a remote dent. I think the problem here is, like, you know, if you're talking about before your opponent reaches mass, sure. But now, trying to spam archers into this, I'm going to wait for the veteran sees the elite tech, then get the incendiary, then have breathing room. And, like, he doesn't have that much room for it, right? If he's got archeries up already, I prefer the hand cannoneer idea, to be honest. He just kind of needs less spears. Actually, less villages would probably be the better call. I think you'll probably see Gully delete some workers when he has like 50 hand cannoneers queued up. Because at that stage, like, why are we doing this to ourselves, you know? Hand cannoneers starting to hit into this. Black Riders, remember, very tanky. 9 ranged armor. They take the whole flurry just to kill. Burn down on the outpost coming through. Puppy Paws count has reduced a little bit. Gully just continues to spam out the crowd. But it's looking a lot healthier now. 14 hand cannoneers, 29 spearmen. A fiddy type comp style is kind of what you're looking for. Decrease from what? 64 down to 38 now. Has got great bombards. That's the one thing that's a bit scary for these hand cannoneers. If you get caught creeping, it's going to be 10-pin bowling. Like these guys. Does reveal it early, which is good. And he is now switching archers. Yeah, I think it's because he's seeing Janissary. A Kinji on its own, I'd say his hand cannoneers were good enough. But, like, the other concern now, I guess, is Gully doesn't have active gold gathering. He's got, what, a 4k vein here. He could keep doing hand cannoneers, to be honest. He has 8k gold, and then he has 5 relics. But maybe it's just like, oh, I have the breathing room now, so I can get all those tags. And then that way, if you go a Kinji, I can kind of play into it with the worse archer. But if you play into Janissaries, I have the better counter. I don't know. I kind of just like the hand cannoneers, though. Maybe he's just thinking 20 minutes down the line. Oh, God. Spear's a bit ambitious there. 07s for them. They reach the enemy front line. Thank God. Oh. The plan just ends up looking a bit ass when they have to run into this, right? Like, this is the kite potential. It gives me PTSD flashbacks to Bruce Horse Archer meta. It's like, if you can ever reach scale and then slow it down, sure, but you have to slow it down. The closest to slowing down we've seen Gully achieve is taking out a third of the army. Great bombards again, now up to 4. It's getting the worst situation late game. Oh, just get deleted. Nah, he's good. Egg's been cracked and put on the stove, man. You're producing cheap tat that bulks up against great bombards. Like, what do you do? He has got Culverins queued, sure. The good news is, like, your opponent can't get a Sacred Site win condition because of the weird-ass spawns where we've got one Sacred Site here and then one here for some reason. I'd say most broken Civ of this patch. I don't know about most broken, but they're still as strong as they were. We've just getting that classic late game that we haven't seen as often anymore. Castle drop coming in. He's trying for Black Riders again. Oh man, if only he had the Inspired Warriors buff as well. Army size is in his favor. It's just his Akinji are being used as a front line. And great bombards again. Alright guys, how long is this game gonna be? I hope you don't have anywhere to be, because there's a lot of wood on the map. There's still quite a lot of gold. Fun fact as well, Akinji only costs food and wood. There is a lot of wood on this map. Plus free production, which is mostly where he's just generating the armies from anyway. Great Bombard count after 4. I like that Puppy Paws not being greedy and going like 8 Great Bombards. Right? Because then you would be a bit concerned you don't have enough front line. Problem is, Gully's a bit of a psychopath. He likes playing the game like this. You guys have watched him on English before, right? He dreams of getting to the city. Like, it genuinely is dream. Like, most people are like, I want to be an astronaut, right? Like, I want to be General Patton in the army, whatever it's going to be. For Gully, all he cares about, my dream is to have over 200 units queued up in reserve. That's all he cares about. Sovereigns are getting the sniping, though. I mean, that's really what matters here, right? This is just cannon fodder. Literal cannons are what matters. And he gets another. The Coves are working. If you don't have the Great Bombards to bulk up behind this, Gully's going to blob. Another Culverin snipe coming in. Great Bombard about to go down again. It's not like your classic Janissary strats where you have a repair crew. Just a measly few villagers trying to keep this alive. They cannot. Another one drops. He's doing it. Gully. The unlimited Zergdom. And Puppy Paw now scrambling. He tries for a switch in the Sipahi, but it's going to come in far too late. Guys, HRE Mass Zerg is back on the menu. Who's going to dive into the dish first? All because of the Black Riders? Sure, honey. Whatever you say, pets on head. It had nothing to do with the unlimited bodies that he was willing to throw at it. Oh my god. No, one second. I just need to check one of my creators. One of my creators do an activation. He's like, my link doesn't work. I was like, I'm pretty sure your link does work. They just said it was going to work 10 minutes in. Sorry, let me double check. No, it does not. All right, one sec. I like it when my creators get given dummy links for campaigns. It's very not helpful. What's that? Let me put music on. I'll get an answer from that. 5 relics though? 5 relics pretty good. I like how most of the game is like, I don't want to use my gold anyway. Food and wood is good. Let me just use more food and wood. Pretty much can like summarize the whole game that way. Paladin's probably playing team games. Who is Peter? Which 3D member is this? A new 3D member? You guys don't want lame team games. Oh, look, we've entered a team game and both sides have a French player. This is so unique. That was sarcasm. That's like every freaking French game. Every team game, rather. French still S tier in team games. For sure, 100%. Oh, do I keep going or do I call it? I might call it. We've like cast 4 hours of games, which is pretty good. Need to get some of them uploaded so we can get them released. Not sure if I'll stream tomorrow. Is there any tournaments on the weekend? Does anyone know? I don't think there's any tournaments this weekend because obviously people will be getting ready to fly out at the start of the week. Because Homestead Cup starts 12th, right? So I'm having a look now. Okay, if I could just click an exit button, that'd be so good. Okay, so we got Nomad 1v1, a $50 do tournament organized by Lord de Wululu. All right. We don't know who's in this. GUA's Upset Cup thing just ended. There's no tournament on the weekend, chat. I mean, maybe I'll go live on one of the 2 days, and like probably Sunday would be the possible day because Emma's doing something stupid on Saturday, so I get the kids. Yay! No, I love my kids. Don't like being outnumbered by them though. And this is on, so maybe we'll like if there's some cool players, I might go live on Sunday to cast this, but I'd be surprised if there's any known players. It's only $50. No offense to the guys, like shout out to them for money, but like. The pros, the top pros probably aren't going to participate in this, especially with Homestead Cup just literally around the corner. But this starts on the 12th, and we will be looking to cast these games. So I should be live, like... I think I'd aim to be live most of these days, if not all of them. Maybe not Friday, because like Friday the 15th is my birthday, so I might chill on that day with my family. But most of the days of Homestead Cup, I'll cast them on this channel. That's the one with Anatan, Luciferon, Vortex, BCB, Marine Lord, Puppy Paw, and Wham! All playing on LAN in Serbia. So yeah. We'll see. Maybe, like I said, maybe there'll be one or two opportunities to go live before that. Yeah, I think I'll aim for like the 10th and then take Monday off because we'll have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe a little bit of Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. Lots of days to come. All right. In that case, YouTube, I'm getting the stream now. Thank you very much for watching. Twitch, hang around there. We'll find someone to raid. Next stream, either Sunday or Tuesday. But there should be a bunch of streams that week. So makes up for the idleness. Well, not idleness. Basically, for those who don't know, I've been busy. I've been starting my own influencer agency because I'm kind of sick of... I'm sick of like other agencies taking advantage or like neglecting talent, etc. And I want to do right by the talent. I think it's possible to do right by the talent without being like greedy or negligent. And I mean, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna show them and flex them actually on our website. It's going well. This is my roster. Look at that guy. That guy's cool. But no, love these guys. All really fun to work with. A few new additions, some people I've known for a while, and more to come actually. So really excited for this. Yeah, if you explore other games, you probably know a few of these. We've got Minecraft guys, we've got like Apex Legends guys, Deadlock guys, variety streamers, Diablo. Maybe a bunch of you noticed this awesome dude. If you've been watching some Olden Era streams at the moment, Lexiav's with us. Always love that guy. He's great to work with. Some TFT creators, GTA, some football in there. A little bit of Marvel Rivals, Dead by Daylight, some World of Warcraft, and a little bit ARPG, as well as some Souls. Really proud of like what we've been building. And that, dude, that's like 2 weeks. 2 weeks and we got that many people. It's freaking awesome. Excited for this chapter, actually. That's what I meant about like readjusting the time I spent investing on stream and other things. And I think this is like a healthy thing for like me, my family, and actually the whole community. Just allows me to build in a more sustainable way, which is really cool. Yeah, exciting chapter. Big step as well, setting up my own agency. But just hoping I can deliver above and beyond what all those wonderful creators deserve, the trust they've given in me. But guys, I'm going to get ready to raid someone. So YouTube, I'm going to stop now. Thank you very much. I'll see you either Sunday or Tuesday.